Yo, welcome to the New Normal Podcast. I want to tell everybody thank you for tuning in ahead of time. Y'all make sure when y'all walk in the door, y'all like the video, y'all share the video, and make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Today we got a great topic for y'all. Today we're going to be talking about why abusers are never single. And we seen this. I think Chris had mentioned that he had seen a guy on social media talking about this. And when he brought it to my attention, I was like, you know what? Most of the quote unquote toxic people, men or women, do seem to always be in a relationship. Ain't that right?
It's true.
And I'm just trying to figure out what's the appeal of it. What Chris just read a stat said, what you said, how many women said they was?
3% of men classify as narcissists, but 99% of women have claimed to date a said narcissist.
So that means they either dating all the same men or they lie. But I just seen one of the girls, I can't think of her name, she go viral all the time, but she was just talking about if you look at the I guess the list of what it takes to be a narcissist, she said really women classify to be narcissistic more than men.
I mean, I exposed this truth about a few years ago.
Yeah.
When you look at the trends and the self-admiration.
Yeah.
I'm beautiful. You don't see men getting on there saying I'm handsome, I'm this, I'm that. You see women claiming that I'm strong, I'm independent, I'm gorgeous, I got this going on, always patting themselves on the back. Those are key traits of narcissism, which normally narcissistic people tend to be abusive.
Yeah.
Because they're used to getting their way. And when they don't get their way, you're going to act out on that.
So when it comes to abuse, it's like physical.
It could be verbal. It could be emotional. It could be, you got even women saying this financial abuse, which is that's bullshit. There's no such thing as financial abuse, because what you're doing is leaning on me to provide for you. And when I don't provide for you or provide something you want, you would claim that I'm being financially abusive.
Well, would the government ever be financially abusive to people?
Exactly.
Just saying, like, if they say they talking about taking Section 8 away, y'all don't say, oh, that's financial abuse, or they take food stamps, well, y'all don't say that's financial abuse. But when it comes to relationships, all of a sudden it's financial abuse.
Relationships in today's time tend to be very parasitic.
I agree.
Meaning it's going to be one getting way more out of it than the other. It's never balanced. It's never, I got this, you got that.
I think parasitic is one way, but I don't think it's a bad thing when one has more than the other and brings the other up. The thing is, if you're misusing me. So that's the thing I look for. Don't be you misusing me or treating me a certain type of way that you don't want to be treated. Like if you know that I got the connects, or you know that I got the wisdom, you know that I got X, Y, and Z, and that's going to better your life or make your life 10 times better, then don't try to exploit those things or try to use it to get in position to where you can fuck me over later, or go and take those resources that I helped you make with somebody else. That's my issue.
Well, I look at it like children with guns. You'll never see a child use a gun properly unless they've been taught. So you got people who coming into and out. If you take a look at the, let's bring up Shannon Sharp. If y'all have been watching the news headlines recently, Shannon Sharp has settled $23 million allegedly to the would-be girlfriend that he had within the last few years, Zaniga, whatever her name is. And the courts let this take place, which is, I don't have a problem with things working how they were designed to work, if that makes sense. Like a tiger shredding up you put a pit bull in the pen with this baby, the pit bull mauled this motherfucker to death. That pit bull shouldn't have did. What are you putting this pit bull with this baby for? Why? So when you look at the Shannon Sharp situation, this woman ain't never dealt with no $50 million guy.
You don't think so?
Never.
Yeah, because she wouldn't be on OnlyFans that she had.
You're not dealing with it, and then you talking about you retire, so you're gloating.
Yeah.
A gloat is a lot of time is off pulling off an impossible feat. That's when you get a lot of gloating and boasting.
Yeah.
Because you thought I can do it, and myself, I didn't think I can do it, but I had the belief. So when you look at people misusing people from a relationship dynamic, it's never balanced to where a person gets something out of the deal and the other person gets some out of the deal, and they say, we're both happy with this outcome. You don't see no amicable divorces on a large scale.
Yeah.
Some maybe, but mostly it's going to be someone taking a big L.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So relationships are just that way. Somebody's going to take a hit. Mostly the man. You could say the woman, because a lot of times women will leave a relationship for cheating. I don't think that's grounds for leaving a relationship. But hey, who am I to tell a woman what she need to put up with and not put up with? But abusers always are in relationships, from what I have observed as a person, looked at on the internet. Everything that I see is always a story involving an abuser, which means a relationship had to be present.
Yeah,
Why is that?
I think the abusers have to be in a relationship because that gives them some sort or some sense of normalcy.
Dwight Howard. What fuck is she doing marrying Dwight Howard?
Why do you say that?
When the last two, he on video grabbing other man's cocks. He got a whole silver suit with a tranny and his another guy who he forced himself on sexually. What are we doing?
Okay, so you would think, right? Because we're in a new time, we're in a new normal right now. You would think those things would be grounds for a woman to say, "I'm not finna mess with Dwight Howard. He got too many suspect rumors and suspect videos."
Take the homosexuality out of it. The meat and potatoes is that he forced himself, which is abuse or assault. He forced himself on another man. You can substitute that man with a woman. He forced himself. He forced a sexual act on a person. That alone eliminates you from relationships.
Should, but okay, so let's talk about abuse.
Qualification.
So if we just talking about abuse and you see that he forced himself on somebody, right?
Yeah.
I don't think most women look at that as grounds for not dating them. I think most women have an idea of themselves as they're better than the last woman that you talked to, or they're better than other women, and then they have this idea that it can't happen to me. I think that's why you see so many women go and get pregnant by a nigga that got 6 kids but don't take care of his kids, and then you see her arguing with his old baby mamas. He ain't gonna do that to me. He ain't gonna do that to me. I'm different than you. And then 5 days later, 5 days later, she's single and she's not in a relationship with that guy anymore. So I think that's what happens when we're talking about these relationships. I think same thing go with men. I think if a woman is fine enough or she ride Peter Wacker good enough, I think we'll overlook some bullshit too. See, now, women do it more, but
when I have to go back and look, I've been in abusive relationships from women, but it was emotional.
But I'm saying you never heard about them abusing somebody before you got in a relationship, though.
Well, no, but I saw I was green to a degree. I was always inclined as to how to interact with women and how they do. But for instance, if I get a chick on Instagram, back when Instagram kind of started pumping 12, 13, I get a chick and I know she got a dude, but she's interacting with me on this social media app, blatantly disrespecting her relationship. You see what I'm saying? Me thinking not really, having the knowledge I have today, I said, okay, she choosing. I think I may be special. You see what I'm saying? She doing this on Front Street. Everybody can see this flirtation, in open. So that's abuse to a degree. You see what I'm saying? So you abusing the guy you with. You may have not left him officially, but you're in the process of leaving him.
Depends if that's abuse, because he might be a cook, so he might not be okay. He might be okay with it.
But let's say he not.
Okay.
But so they say you lose them how you get them.
I agree.
We get into a relationship, years pass, time go by. I see the same shit she doing with another guy
to this day.
Well, this was back when I don't follow her, but I see her. It's the same format. And she doing the same shit with Buddy she did with me with other Buddy.
Dang.
So I'm like, damn. But in the midst of that, we arguing, and she doing little stuff. And I'm like, damn, why you do that? Like, it ain't that deep. But you overlook things. To keep, because we tend to want to be optimistic on things we want.
That's foolish when it comes to people, though.
It is, but we do this because fuck what it's the It's like the shot, the BBL. I want the finished product.
Mhm.
Damn, the likelihood of me surviving it. I want the look, so I'm gonna go through with it.
But the odds are, if you got a BBL, you're gonna survive more than likely.
Yeah, but it's a large percentage of you not.
Yeah, but it's more, so it's not like it's still a 90% chance you're gonna survive.
Is it 90%?
Yeah, it's high.
I don't know.
Even though BBLs are one of the most dangerous surgeries, it's like a 90% chance you're still gonna survive.
See, I didn't know it was. I thought it was like 70.
No, it's a high percentage.
See, I thought it was 70.
That's why I think a lot of women do. Okay, so let's be clear. When we hear most of the stories about the BBL deaths, those are like bathroom, kitchen sink, back alley type shit.
Okay.
Fix a flat. So, like the lady in New York, she killed like 3 or 4 women, and then she was tossing them in the alley when they died on her table. Those type of things. But most of the time, in like a physician's care, actually doing proper shit in America, because I know a lot of people go to Colombia and all these other little places.
But buy one, get one free.
Yeah, to buy one, get one free, and your homegirl that went over there to get both your
I got a Groupon. Come with me.
So yeah, they
Groupon BBL.
We talking about just good American BBLs.
Okay.
Yeah, the American BBL. You don't really see too many of them.
See, I thought it was high. I thought it was like
it's rare.
7-8%.
Yeah.
But we tend to compromise when you see women don't settle. The don't settle narrative.
Yeah.
Most people gonna settle.
Everybody gonna settle.
Everybody.
I think most women had this idea all or nothing.
Yeah.
And I think men go by priorities on the list.
We're practical.
You're practical. So what are my we say deal breakers, but let's say I got a list. Fat ass, cute face, good mother, peaceful. I'm gonna put those on the list. I'm gonna say, okay, I get this, I get this, I get this. I'm not gonna get this, but I'm gonna get this. I can deal with not getting these 2 things. Yeah. Women say, I want this whole list, I gotta have it all in one man. And that's what's crazy. And that's why most of these women we see are single and doing the bullshit that they do. And and the sad part about men are so easily pleased when it comes to women because of sex. And that's what I think a lot of men don't get sex. So a woman, her Hail Mary, she already know it's a sucker born every day. Mm-hmm. And since she knows sucker born every day, she ain't really stressed or tripping about it, because even though we see Lisa Ray, we see Vivica Fox, we see Tracy Ellis Ross, those women can get a man.
It's just not the man that's
they really want.
Exalt them.
And if you just get you a regular Joe, now it really does show that you failed. They just posted a picture of Tracy Ellis Ross, blue dress, and that ass looked amazing.
She looked good, but we see it so much on social media, you get desensitized. Like, it's another fine. No, she fine. She fine, but she putting it out there, and I like an exclusive chick.
I agree.
Like, I like a chick that's gonna keep it exclusive, stunt flex or whatever here and there, but in a classic fashion. Mm-hmm. But it's like she got to show the world. Like, I did the joke today.
Yeah.
Baby, take my picture so I can post. So I got to show these niggas that want to fuck me.
And that's a thing too, because I'm gonna ask you this: you on a trip with your girl,
yeah,
right? She nice. She got a nice body. Y'all out with, and you're just videotaping like her walking in front of you on the beach with her ass out, thong bikini.
Yeah.
Is it a difference when you post it, or is she ask you to record me so I can post it, or is it the same thing?
It ain't the same. If I post it, I'm posting it on mine to show
bragging on your girl.
Yeah.
But that still don't bring niggas to her DMs or her inbox.
Not because I may not tag her. If it go on her page, it's on her page. She get all DMs, all inquiries. Now, I'm not saying people may not put 2 and 2 together, but I'm saying I have more discretion because I could delete it within 30 minutes. I can say, okay, I'm gonna post this and I'm gonna delete it. This is a temp post. Before it really get to jumping, I can delete it. If she posted, she ain't deleting it because she see the traction. Yeah. And she know why she wants you to record it. But some men are different. Some men will say, I got this chick. Let me show these niggas I got this baddie. It's currency for me. And I'm showing other women that I got this chick.
Bitch, yeah.
And I'm showing you what we doing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But
yeah, because I got to show you that I bought my bitch the G-Wagon. I done took her to Paris. I done laced her with a nice rock on the hand. I got to do that because that's a way that men flex, because they flex when they women. So it's another woman and I want the same thing. Not knowing what she put in to get this, you ain't put in to get this. And that's my whole issue with side chicks though. Like, side chicks should get the bare minimum, but then when you realize when the side chick starts getting upset, is because a lot of these dudes treat them like side chicks. Baby, yeah, I bought my wife a G-Wagon. You ain't getting the G-Wagon. You ain't getting the $1 million crib, $500,000 crib. You're not getting that. So you here because you see my lifestyle. You got to get the side bitch package.
Yeah. We got some videos that we're going to get into tonight. If y'all are watching, share the video.
First video I want to get into.
What you want to get into?
I want to get into Are You a Pam? And I ain't.
Are you a Pam?
Are you a Pam? I'll just put it up there. Are you a Pam? A PAM is an acronym, right?
Let's see what this is.
So I'm just gonna let y'all know if I play this video. It's a wild video. This is a disclaimer before I play this video. All right.
Let's go.
You done had fuck fest. He done shot off all kind of orgies in your mind. Spawn them around in your imagination by busting nuts off in your fucking ass. Oh, your name is Glenda, but when you with him, your name is Pam. Yes, it is, ain't it? Ain't your name Pam, bitch? P-A-M. Your name is Pam. Pam, I am. Green eggs and ham. Dick sucking and jam. That's what it is. Pussy, asshole, and mouth. That's what you is. A Pam. You's a Pam, bitch. You is a damn sex toy dummy for this nigga. Yes, you is. That's what you is. And you done did all of that. Everything he wanted you to do. Jump high.
I want to know, are you a Pam? And the reason I'm asking this question, because we're talking about abusers. And I think one of the greatest forms I think of abuse is right now is sexual abuse. We see that all day long, Shannon Sharp. And from my understanding, when the Shannon Sharp things, we all like, oh, she's just trying to get money. He shouldn't have been messing with this young chick. But if you read what's going on with the court documents, he was actually in correspondence with her through text message. One of the things she said was, hey, I want you to wear a condom. He didn't put one on. She also said, hey, I don't want you to do anal with me. He still decided to do anal. And this is in correspondence. So this is why when I'm asking, when we're having these conversations, we're like, oh, this is bullshit. He actually went against what she said and is actually corresponding. Now, the controversial take on I got, if I'm messing with you, even though they ain't married, but if I'm messing with you in this type of way, it's kind of like, why are you here then?
And that's why I look at it like, she baked this play so smooth. Text, I got what kind of more paperwork.
Yeah.
This is a long play. We can't fathom a person playing this long ball the way she did.
I think they said it was around 2 years.
Yeah, so if I'm saying I don't want this, but you still doing it, how do we have encounters after this?
See, that's the issue there. But then, we have things where people like,
because if you said you don't want XYZ, you said this before, in the sexual contact, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do we have a 2-year relationship after you? If we had this conversation June 1st,
mm-hmm.
we link up June 7th, mm-hmm. and I go against everything you said June 1st, how we get to August and September?
Look, I agree with what you said, because I feel as if I'm not holding you captive or anything like that, and I go and I violate your body and you feel like you've been violated, why are you continuing this relationship? And I feel like those things are null and void.
And once she following him state to state,
yeah.
So this a play. In the court, again, him being Shannon Sharp thinking he was above, he got some money to fight it. No.
Yeah.
We finna get some of that money.
Right.
So, I feel you abuse things that you take for granted, that you always feel you're gonna have.
Yeah, I
You see what I'm saying? Like when you act in a certain manner with a person, whether it's especially with women, because you probably got the video with the woman slapped the guy in the car.
I got it.
You could tell how people tell you how they feel about you.
Yeah.
Through their actions, words, etc. So this abuse, this trauma bond that they call it. It's a toxic relationship, whatever. These people are alike. It's like kindred spirits.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult for me to say I was in an abusive relationship without me being somewhat abusive to you. I'm just a punching bag for your abuse. On the first sight, again, this not in my nature at all. You know, let's paint it like we see it. It's not in my nature. It's not in my history to ever be abusive. Why would I pick a person, let alone deal with an abusive person over a course of years?
Well, actually, let's play that video now.
Don't make sense.
Scared.
$4,000.
Me and you are done.
I don't care if
This is
you.
our last conversation.
Why are you
though.
flinching?
I'm scared. I'm scared.
You're such a liar.
I know. This is
You-
our last conversation together. I promise.
God
damn it.
What's saying that the other day? Was it saying that the other day?
Stop.
Until you let a misunderstanding fuck up our fucking life.
Mention. So this is coming.
Mm-hmm.
He been dealing with this,
Mm-hmm.
and she been doing this.
My question is, and this is for both parties, man or woman, because we've been seeing a lot of men being abused a lot lately too.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the idea of staying with somebody putting their hands on you.
It's
I
over
think
with.
the relationship should be over with after that. But then my threshold for, I guess, any type of abuse, toxicity, if my household is not at peace, I don't want to do all that arguing. I don't want to do all the cussing at you. I don't want to do the cheat. I don't want to do any of those things. But I think we have gotten conditioned so well with the idea of struggle, especially in the Black community, that we think that I got to go through some cheating. I got to go through get my eye blacked. I got to go through catching herpes and a little STD and going to the clinic and get a penicillin shot. I think those are things that a lot of people think that's part of the relationship.
I'm glad you said that, because I remember hearing and just reading this general consensus. Well, you gonna argue in relationships, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna I'm thinking about it, and you hear it so much, and you start saying, well, okay, you program yourself to say, well, it's some bullshit that's gonna come with me and this person.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about it, it don't have to.
No, we don't have to.
It don't have to be bullshit. The same way a job. Like most people done been on jobs 40 years, dealt with all type of shit.
Yeah.
Stayed.
Yeah.
In relationship, deal with one thing, two things, out.
Yeah.
On the back end, deal with a bunch of things, stayed. So it's like we pick and choose in what we want to stay loyal to based upon whatever benefit we get. I hate my job. I hate my job. I hate my job. Happy 30th anniversary.
Right.
What? You hate it? 30 years in. What you hate about something you 30 years in on? That don't make sense.
But could you have not gotten conditioned to be there?
Is conditional or whatever. You can't hate it. You can't hate it.
So I think this is where we might differ, because I think you could be conditioned to something and hate what you conditioned to.
Let's look at the KKK white folks, the old school white folk that were president. They hated. You think it was gonna be a situation where they gonna let their son or daughter marry a black person? No, they're not going for it.
Right, I agree.
Because they hate them. They hate them so much it can't even be a reality.
But my thing is, they don't stop them from doing it, though.
No, I'm talking about the person that hate them. They're not marrying a person they hate. It's not happening.
But if we talking about a condition that you're already in, like you,
the condition comes over time. If you hate something, it's a firm belief.
That's what I'm saying. But so okay, if I say I hate doing X, Y, and Z, and then I go and pick that job up, that's crazy. But if I get into a job that I don't know what's going on,
but if I ask you how many jobs you quit, you're gonna give me a few. So how you hate this one so much, but you quit them two? How you hate this one so much, but you quit them two?
I'm gonna just be real. I only quit one job.
And I'm saying most people, if I would say, well, how many jobs you quit? I quit that one. I quit that one. How you hate this one so much and stayed, but quit these two? If you hated it,
but they go back to the perks. I think that I
so you don't hate it.
No, you can still hate it, but the perks could be better. Let me say this. So you could be fucking with Tyrone in the hood that black your eye, or you be fucking with Diddy that black your eye. I hate getting my eye black, but hey, I
love getting the money. So you don't hate it.
No, I hate it, but the perks is better.
Love and hate don't exist in the same place.
Why I can't?
I don't believe it do. Because it's two polar opposites. I can't be freezing and burning up.
Hold on. But we talking about a person. I don't love and hate the person.
Well, we're just talking about the ideology.
Okay, so I don't love.
There's no way I can be freezing cold and burning hot.
Okay, so let me say this.
Because they're on two opposite sides of the spectrum.
Correct. But we talking about when you talking about loving a person and loving a person, those two things that can be separate. So I'm not saying I love and hate Diddy, but I'm saying I hate Diddy, but I love the money. I don't think you. But
the Diddy and money come. It's two. So you can't hate them.
Why you can't?
Because you can't get one without the other. The money.
I agree.
It's no money without Diddy.
I agree with that.
So
and that's why the person stayed. But that don't mean that doesn't mean. Listen to me. That does not mean just because I hate Diddy, I don't love the money. Because those two come together. But I don't have to say I love Diddy.
You can't separate the two, Zed.
I'm not trying. They come together. I'm saying I don't separate the two. But
so you can't say one. You can't say one universal statement that apply to both when both of them come with each other.
Right, but that we talking about loving him as a person. I don't love and hate him as a person. I hate him, but I know it comes with that. So I'm willing to endure the hate that comes that I hate him and take the money. I believe that people can hate something and stay in it, but I don't think, like even with Cassie, I don't necessarily think Cassie.
Yeah, I was gonna go to Cassie.
I don't even think Cassie even loved A Diddy. I think
she loved him.
I think Cassie probably more so might have hated a Diddy and stayed because I love the money. I love the perks. I love the free cars. I love these things, but I do not like this person.
You don't think Cassie loved Diddy?
No, I don't think she loved Diddy.
Absolutely loved Diddy. She was even engaging with him after she got married.
Yeah.
Who would engage with a person they don't love after they got married to the love of their life? Hence the marriage.
Conditioning. I'm just so used to this shit. I done had bad relationships with women like I fucking hate that bitch, and I hit them up like, hey, what is up? Well, we had bad breakups. We done had bad breakups, and they hit me up.
You're not encountering or purposely reaching out to someone you hate after you done moved on to someone you love. That don't even make sense. You're insane.
Why not?
It don't make sense.
I'm tell you why I hit them up.
Well, I ain't saying you. I'm saying if I'm just the ideology of love and hate. There are two polar opposites. The same as if I cannot be freezing cold and hot.
Hold on.
At the same time.
But we have also heard the saying. There's a thin line between love and hate. So where you might believe that love and hate is polar opposites, some people believe that the love and hate is so microscopic that they damn near look the same.
I can see
because hold on. Let me say this. Because we've seen women that say, hey, if I'm not getting my eye black, that nigga don't love me. And we've said, hey, that ain't love. So who are we to say what love looks like? Because that's what we ultimately saying, what love looks like. And I think love comes in many different shapes, fashions, and forms where, hey, I'm not getting my eye black. I'm not getting cheated on. I don't want to catch STDs. I don't want to do all of these things with this person. So that's not something that I want to involve myself with in a person long term. I know that as a person. That's not love.
But the thing is, if that's the case, it would be universal.
I don't think love something like love.
No. I'm saying the idea and the mind frame to say, going back to the job, I hate this job, but I'm on year 30. I quit these two jobs. Why I ain't stay with these two?
Because I just said the perks.
That means you don't hate it. No. But you hated these because you didn't get the perks. So you left. And you didn't reach out to go back and get rehired.
Because, well, let's say I had those two jobs, right? I left one to go to the other because the perks were better. I left the other one to go to that one because the perks.
Which means a love-hate dynamic don't exist there.
No.
So how do you pick and
But I'm
choose
saying-
when
but
a
I'm
love
saying-
hate
but I'm saying
dynamic
you-
exists? If
I'm saying you think you're so basically what you're saying because I stayed that means some love there. I don't think that.
No.
I think all of it is hate.
I'm saying is anything that's anything that's picks and choosy is bullshit.
Mhm.
It's fluff.
Mhm.
Would you agree?
I don't understand.
If a chick tell you she Christian,
Mhm.
but if you read out some scriptures
Mhm.
and she said, "Well, I don't believe in that,"
Mhm.
do you fully believe she 100% Christian?
No.
You think you full of shit, right?
Yeah.
That's my point. So in these cases with the job and the love hate scenario or in relationships, you left this guy,
Mhm.
this guy,
Mhm.
that guy,
Mhm.
stayed with this guy. If it was a natural thing for that to be the case, that means the picks and chooses don't exist.
Hold on, but
That means it's just natural.
No, I don't think that. And the reason I'm saying that, I think when you're saying because I stayed at this job, I love it. I'm saying because you said you left this job and that job because you hated it, and you stayed 30 years at this one. I think that you hated all of them. I'm not saying that this person said they love it, and if you're just basing it because I stayed 30 years as love, I don't think that either. I don't think just because somebody stays somewhere.
Let's flip it on his head.
Okay, go ahead.
You telling me your woman or my woman that stayed with me for 25 years, you would flip it and say she don't love me.
Yeah.
And that'll be a truth.
Hold on. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because she can walk in the dome and hear the echo of her heels clacking through the damn foyer. Oh damn, this is a nice house. She could go open the refrigerator, see food in that motherfucker and cook anytime. She done had kids and they can get to school they want. She go outside, jump in the car that she want. Like the things of me being with you, the perks, then I can wait on the other side and say, oh, I could go and fall madly in love with this motherfucker, but this person ain't got no money. And I got to be struggling. And then I got to be going to work extra hours. My kid may not be able to do things that they want to do. And they ain't got to, my daughter can't join the cheer program because it's $5,000 and I got to be there. And like, this is what I think most people just weighed up.
Let's flip that. Okay, so let's say I get a chick and she stayed with me for a year. No arguments, didn't cheat, whatever the case may be, good life. And she left me after a year. Would you say she loved me?
How would I know?
Just based upon what we done. We've been together a year. She did this for me. We stayed together a year, and after that, she left. Would you adamantly say she loves me?
She just left with no pretenses of why she loved.
I ain't happy no more. You would firmly stand on, well, she loved you after that year. But this woman that stayed with me 25 years don't.
I don't. So this is my personal belief. I don't think love has a time frame. I don't think because I've been with you.
So you believe in love at first sight?
Yeah, I do.
And so I can meet a chick and I can go to Publix right now
I do.
and meet a chick and be in love with her.
I do. Love is a feeling. It's fleeting. Like somebody can give you.
Love is an action.
Love is a feeling.
But it's an action.
Love is a feel. Hold on. Love is a feeling, and sometimes with that feeling, we feel like it's carried out by actions. That's why when we say, "Hey," she says she got her eye blacked, and she feel like that's love. Like I said, who are we to say that? Because we will look at her as crazy, or insane, but hey, these motherfuckers been rocking 40 years getting their eye black. I can use my grandparents as a prime example. My granddad used to beat the shit out of my grandma, but she said that's part of love. She loved him. She wasn't going nowhere. So much so my granddad had died. She was, sick. Talking about, hey, I'm finna go see your grand. When she was sick in the hospital, they told her she had a perfect bill of health. She was going home. The night before she told me, she said, I'm not going home. She said, I'm gonna be dead in the morning. I said, Grandma, they said you going home. She said, no, I'm gonna be dead in the morning. I'm going to see your granddaddy because I love him and I want to see him. And I just ain't been the same since he been gone. And I'm like looking at this person like, damn, Grandma, Granddad used to beat the shit out you.
Because what we would do with this mindset is we would take away all weight and value of these words and the act of these words for that to be the case. If we say, well, this woman who stayed with me 25 years don't love me versus the one who stayed with me a year and said she ain't happy and leave me, she loved me though. But not this woman that stayed with me 25 years.
I didn't.
Well, I'm saying you saying it don't have a time frame. I would disagree.
I don't think it has a time frame.
Okay. What we've been talking about lately? Child abuse.
Mm-hmm.
This one mother had this child, beautiful. Oh, my baby, posting on social media. 9-month infant, beat the fuck down, died. She loved the baby?
No. Because she killed it.
But we got the baby pictures the day one. I was born. I love you. That ain't love at first sight. It's my child.
Could be.
So how she don't love me 9 months later?
But that's saying that love can't change either, though, because I think love can change as well.
But how is that? How is the weight to saying time don't matter?
Because and the reason being is because it's a nigga that you probably was cool with. You be like, oh, that my dog, and then some fuck shit happen. Like, nigga, I hate that nigga fucking guts.
Because the act.
Yeah,
that's my point.
But
actions come over time.
Actions come over time, but I don't think those are definitive things where you start to stop loving the person, because that same action that you may not fuck with that nigga no more. Another nigga might say, okay,
they are definitive. The actions aren't. You said the actions aren't definitive.
Mm-hmm.
They are. If your woman that speak to you softly, respectfully, start screaming at you, calling you fuck niggas and nigga, get the fuck in my face, talking to you crazy, those are definitive. And they're gonna change how you look at her.
Okay, but some people may not get those when they have those actions. They may not change the way they look at them. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
because of what though? It's something else that they're saying. I'm a disregard that, which may be a perk, which still means the perk comes from this person.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think the perks are the reason that person loves somebody though. I think that's something that just come. I think you understand that, because if it's about if let's take that when when Cassie was talking about, hey, I can't really lead nobody because who else I'm gonna go to? Is Jay-Z single? It's because she understands the lifestyle and she wants to elevate. So the elevation with her is all about the perks and the lifestyle. It's not really about the nigga. She understands that she has to be with the nigga to get those lifestyles. That's why she comes back and asks for, hey, I need $30 million because I want to do the same thing. She'll probably just be happy. Probably wouldn't even fuck with it. Don't even need a date. Now I got $30 million to do what I want to do. They have the same lifestyle that I had with you. That's why I had to come back to you, because if it was about love, yeah, me and this nigga, me and my husband, we on baby pictures and all, he holding my stomach and all of this. It looked like I'm so in love and I left such an abusive relationship, but I still got to go back to this other nigga to get $30 million to maintain a lifestyle that I enjoyed. I enjoy it because this perk come from this nigga. Not that I love. Now I'm finna extort your ass. Now I'm finna come and get it a different way. Yeah, I had to take some ass whoopers and fuck other niggas and all that first, but now I found a new way, bitch. I'm finna get it this way.
Let's play some more video. Abuse.
So the next video we're gonna talk about is, can you be
in love with a
can you be an abusive spouse and be a good parent? Let's play this video right here.
I'm so tired of hearing he was an abusive partner, but he was a really good father. That's an oxymoron. He can't be both. If a man is helping to deteriorate the mental health of his children's mother, he is not a good father. If he's allowing his children's mother to struggle, he is not a good father. Stop. I'm so tired of hearing he was an abusive partner, but he was a really good father. That's an oxymoron. He can't be both. If a man is helping to deteriorate the mental health of his children's mother, he is not a good father. If he's allowing his children's mother to struggle, he is not a good father. Stop.
So how you feel about that? I'm gonna get my take on that. I don't believe that's true.
You don't believe a person can be a good person and be abusive to the...
I believe they can be a bad spouse and be a great parent. I believe they can.
You said they can be a bad spouse
and be a good parent.
Because I don't think so.
And I'm gonna put it this way: if we're looking at mental health and talking about being beat down and stuff like that, y'all hoes will go quit jobs.
Well, I look at let's talk about, because I don't have kids.
We talk about stress all the time, right?
We talking about parenting.
Okay.
So parenting is more than covering and providing. It's setting an example. So if I got a son, we live in luxurious. How many times? A lot of these times we see affluent lifestyles, abundance. These are some of the main narcissistic abusers. So where if my son seeing me slap a chick to my wife or his mother to the ground, he gonna go do that to another one because it's okay. But because you ain't got to go to work anymore, but you got the Benz in the garage, it's fine. No, that's not the case. because it's food in the freezer. I get this. That's not the case. So it's the example I'm leading to where I'm making something okay to talk down to a person, to handle this person this way. I don't think you can be now, because what we have to understand is also what the woman is labeling as abuse. What she may label as abuse may not necessarily identify with that, because I ain't talking to you a certain way, or because I ain't kissing your ass. This may be looked at as abuse. But if I'm truly being abusive, verbally, physically, but yet still providing, still showing discipline to my child, they still seeing me talk down, talk crazy, and kick his mama ass.
Okay, so if you're showing that to your child, I can agree, right?
Yeah.
Maybe, I can agree. Maybe, you a good parent, you might see, because I feel like this. If you're showing that to your child, I don't think those are good traits of a parent. And the reason being because you shouldn't show your child abuse. They should not see abuse in front of them. That's like, even if you was like, let's say you want abuse, let's say you and your wife just decided to have sex in front of your children. You and your children don't need to see y'all, have sex in front of them, even if it's a loving relationship, whatever. So I just think those things are given. But let's just say, what if you're doing things to your spouse and they don't see it? Let's say we have, every time we have an argument, it's over the phone, but the child ain't nowhere around. Let's say if we got into something physical, it's behind the closed doors. Let's say I, as a person or a spouse, I make sure I don't do any of those things in front of you. Then what?
That sounds good, but the residuals, because we know kids are very clairvoyant, not clairvoyant, but empathic.
And
they can sense if I was just abusive to my woman, you telling me she finna go in the room with a loving spirit, whole high vibration, after I just gut punched and kicked her ass.
And see,
those not happening.
See, that's one of the reasons, and this is true statement. That's one of the reasons why I said I wanted to interview my parents, because a lot of stuff that I didn't even know my parents went through. Like, my parents been divorced, never knew it. My parents said, my dad said my mom used to cuss him out all the time. Never seen it. And he said one of the things when they did get married and had children, they made sure if they were going to get to arguing, it was behind closed doors at all times. Yeah. So I never seen it. I never seen my mama being upset with my father, my daddy being upset with my mom. Like, I never seen that. I never seen my daddy raise his voice at my mom. Never seen my mama raise her voice at my dad. I never seen
my story is opposite. I used to hear this all the time, arguing, cussing out. I see this.
Yeah. So that's why I said it might be different, and that's why I said my perspective might be different, because now that I'm older, the conversations that I'm having with both of my parents is different. You get what I'm saying? Like, they're almost like, yeah, your daddy used to come home drunk, and I used to have to clean up, throw up, and stuff like that. He'd be out partying all night, and I used to be calling him everything but a child. I said, Mama, that happened? He's like, yeah, that happened. But y'all used to be asleep or something. He come home, or when the next morning when I'm cooking breakfast, I used to put on a good face because I didn't want y'all to have to deal with that. Yeah. We was upset with each other a lot of times. So I just don't think, and this is why I say that when you're talking about jobs, I see a lot of women stressed out about jobs and come home and take it out on the whole family. Yeah, you can still come. You can be stressed out of the job and still put on a good face when you come home.
Yeah, but I'm saying.
So I feel the same way with a spouse. Hey, yeah, me and your daddy got into an argument and stuff like that. I don't have to take it out on you. I can still be good. I can still be loving. The same thing with.
Well, we got to make sure we put it in the context, because just because we have an argument or disagreement doesn't mean I'm being abusive. That's not default. We just have a disagreement. But I'm saying I'm intentionally abusing you.
Right. So
you're not going to be. You're going to carry the energy to my child or to the child. Again, I'm saying intentionally.
Yeah, I'm saying I just don't.
Yeah, if we have an argument, disagreement of okay, you don't like it, all right, this, that, we argue, okay. But if I'm intentionally abusing you, that's going to it's going to trickle down to my child, to the child.
I just disagree. And the reason, like I said, I just disagree because I feel like we put on faces and we put personas depending on who we're around, the events that we go to, and shit like that. And if you could do that, and like you was talking about the politicking earlier. A lot of people be fake as fuck in our city, but they know how to put on a good smile. They know how to shuck and jive when they're in these environments. But when it comes to your child, now that nigga that slapped you in your fucking face, you think, oh, your dad just slapped me in the face, so I'm gonna be mean to you, and you can't do shit. No, you can't talk to that nigga because he just slapped me in the face. No, put on a good face, like you finna go to work. You know they've been fucking with you at work. You know you got five motherfucking strikes. You know if you late one more time, your ass fired. Now you gotta go find another job. You go put on the same face when you come home. You want to cook, but let's be real. A lot of people, and that's the issue. A lot of people, they be fake, but when it comes to like being in their house and being with their children, that's where it stops. When we see conversations with what's the lady name from Alabama, old conversations, her and the black guy, and then she's like, well, you go to work and put on those faces for the white man. Well, why you can't come home and do the same thing for me? He said, well, I just can't. Baldwin, what his name is?
Alec Baldwin.
No, Alec Baldwin, the black dude. I think his name
James
Baldwin.
Yeah.
Him and what's the black? She was a Black Panther, I think.
Angela Davis.
Yeah. So you know you remember the conversation they had, and she was like, well, why you just can't come home and do me like you do the white man?
We got another clip. Did you get the one with the movie?
Yeah.
Okay. So this what we'll speak about right here, because I don't think once we watch this, we'll break it down and see what's the difference of opinions. Now, again, we got an abuser.
Okay.
Who's protecting the abuser? The abusee.
His woman.
Why?
Because she loves. She probably think that's normal.
She love him. She don't hate him.
Yeah, I think maybe in that situation, but I don't know the backstory to the slap though. I'm just going by what most people say. Because
is there a backstory needed for you slapping the shit out of me?
No, but it might be it's backstory needed for why you motherfucking stay. Because if you say, hey, this $100 million nigga, I say, oh.
If he was a $0 nigga, you staying? Is she staying? Nah.
Then my mind will go, well, why do you stay? Because then I'm asking, do you think it's love? Do you think love requires an ass whooping?
It's something with him that comes with him that she loves. She don't get it without him. Hence, she has to love him.
I agree with that.
Let's put in a sexual. You got women say, I ain't gonna never stop messing with him because that dick's so good. Can she get the dick without him?
No.
So who she love, him or the dick? Him.
Because if that's the case, if she gets somebody else with some good dick,
I'm talking about if. I ain't talking about the if after. I'm talking about right now. She been messing with dude 8 years. The dick is good. She say she ain't never leave him alone, no matter what he do. But she can't get the dick without him.
Correct.
Meaning she loves him. Because it ain't no detachment.
Yeah, because that's sex, but that's attachment. But I think
we're just talking about the love aspect.
Okay, so if we just talk about on a sexual thing.
We're using that as an example. I'm talking about the
love. I don't think you put them all in the same box.
Yeah.
I don't personally think love because love and sex just because the dick is attached to a man and she love to have sex with that man or him love him because she could say, and we've heard it all the time. I love the dick. I don't love the dick. We've heard women say that.
That's we heard a lot of women say a lot of shit. That's bullshit. Because you can't get one
so,
without the other.
So I'm gonna say this, and I'm just gonna be real. Just keep it up.
Yeah.
So I was in a relationship where I could not stand my ex. Like nothing about her did I like. Nothing. She was cute, but when I say a motherfucking dick gobbler.
Did you hate her?
I didn't hate her, no.
Okay. But
I don't think when you get in these situations, I don't think a lot of people hate a lot of things. Like we're going on a lot of assumption, right? So the idea that you have to have the polar opposites. No, I didn't hate her.
Well, we're talking about when abuse is present.
So I don't think when abuse is present, that means hate is present. I don't think that either. See, I guess you got the mindset that if abuse is present, hate is present.
I would think so.
Nah, I don't think
if I'm causing you some type of harm, pain, or etc., there has to be some type of hate there.
I don't believe that. I've seen it. Like I said, I just seen abuse so many times where this person doesn't seem to hate or dislike this person that's beating their ass. It just doesn't. I've seen it. Have conversations with it. And so that's why I'm saying I don't think because somebody black your eye, and we're just only talking about physical. But just any kind of abuse, I don't think just because that abuse is present, that means hate comes along with it. I don't believe that. I don't believe that just because you have abuse, love comes with it. We heard polar opposites. Like you believe that if you black somebody black your eye, that's hate there. Some women have said, hey, he black my eye, he love it.
So you'll provide for a woman you don't
Well,
love.
let me ask you this. Okay, let me ask you this. If you get a whooping, is a
That's
whooping
discipline.
that's discipline.
Yeah.
Is discipline considered, if you discipline your child, that considered love?
Yeah.
Okay then.
But I'm saying, so would you provide for a woman you don't love?
You want a real answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Because she a motherfucking dick gobbler.
Because you what?
Love the head.
Exactly. Do you get the head without her?
No,
Exactly. So who you love?
I don't love her.
It's impossible.
So I think you all or nothing in this. I'm not all or
I and let's go back to the job.
nothing.
Can a person hate the job but love the company?
The company and job is the same thing, but I think a person can hate the job and love the money.
No. Can they hate the job but love the company supplying said job? I hate Boeing. Now I hate my job as an engineer, but I love Boeing. When Boeing gave me the job, can two exist? I don't get the job without Boeing.
Right. I guess I agree with that, but I believe that if the perks are there, so I can say
So I can't hate the job and love the company, and vice versa. I can't love the job and hate the company.
I don't know because I don't know.
You see what I'm doing though? Like
but I get
all these going in the same. It's.
But I think
Man, I love this meat sauce, but I don't like the tomatoes in it. But tomatoes they're the ingredients that make the meat sauce.
Yeah, but that's one when people go to like restaurant, they be like, "Hey, is it possible that we can get this without meat sauce?" Or they try to find a recipe and they go
You can
make
modify it, but I'm just
That's-
saying you
and that-
can't separate. Well, damn, it's nasty. So you see what I'm saying? This makes up the recipe.
Mhm.
Taking it out, it ain't the same recipe.
Yeah.
11 herbs and spices. KLC don't taste like that with 8 herbs and spices.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I think you're still having an all or nothing approach. I don't think that just because this dick or this pussy attached to this woman or the head attached to woman, you love that woman. I think like they say, I love what this person does for me. I love the way this person make me feel in this moment. But I'm gonna put it this way. Let's go this way, and this probably makes sense. If I feel love with a person 30% of the time and dislike to a person 70% of the time, would you call that love?
Say it again.
If I love some person 30% of the time doing what they're doing, let's say that 30% is sexual,
Mhm.
and that 70% I don't like it, would you call that love?
30% liking.
Love, like I love, girl, I love what you're doing.
I love the
right
head.
now. Oh, I love it. I love, the sex. I love everything sexual about you. That 30% I love, but the 70 I don't like about you.
Well, because I'm not a word person. I have to look at how the actions translate.
I'm just
I'm
telling
gonna
you.
give you an example. I hate this job. I'm quitting tomorrow,
Mhm.
confirming my hate that I said today.
Or hold on.
If I say I hate this job, but you see me 9 months later on this job I just told you 9 months ago I hate, I don't believe you, nigga.
But then, or I say, hey, I hate this job, and I look at your production.
You don't hate it that much.
So see, now we got levels of hate. Now you don't hate it that much.
Because your actions confirm what your feelings are.
Yeah. So if I take, because I like the perks. That's what I'm saying. I can like the perks, but let's say I'm late to work. Let's say when I'm now got a bad fucking attitude. Let's say I go in my production, and let's say I'm doing some production job, and my production is piss poor.
Now, if you're intentionally trying to get fired, that'll be something different because you're playing the system. I will understand.
Okay, so I'm doing
because you'll get fired for that. But if
Sometimes.
you're going there doing your job, great. You don't hate it.
Well, that's subjective, because I could be a person that feel
Well,
like,
it's not subjective because they're gonna pull up your numbers.
But I'm saying
you're number 2 in the site.
Right.
You don't hate this motherfucker. You're number 2.
Hold on.
But Kendrick number 19.
But
it's only 23 people in the site. Kendrick number 19.
I get you.
I can say he hated, not you, because you number 2.
But you could say, or I could say, I'm a person that just believes in my work ethic. Even though I do this job, doesn't mean that
your
I do
actions speak louder than your words will ever speak.
Right.
So that's what I'm gonna go off. You can tell me until you blow in the face, I hate this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
But if I tell you happy 19th anniversary, you don't hate this job. But if I ask you how many jobs you
But
quit, man, I quit 3 jobs though.
But if somebody told you right now, yeah, I hate my job. Well, what you do, man? I'm outside in the heat, 100-degree weather, slinging a sledgehammer. Damn, why you do that? Why you do that? Well, they paid me $100,000 every day. Oh, well, can I sign up? I don't want to do that either. But what do I sign up? What do I $100,000?
You don't hate it that much.
So it's
because you gave me 2 examples of jobs you quit.
Okay, so that much shows what
you don't hate it.
So some hate there. You say I'm
don't hate it enough.
Right. You don't hate it. So some hate there.
But you don't hate it.
Okay. But you enough, that much are the words you just used.
Yes. Because I'm gonna take it to the white folks and KKK. Mm-hmm. You know how you knew white folks hate? How did you know white folks hate black folks?
They said it.
Nah. They hung your ass.
Yeah, but
for talking to this white bitch.
Yeah,
they hung you. That's how you knew. I ain't talking about what you heard. Hold on. That's how you knew for a fact.
Okay, so you let me ask you this.
That's how you knew for a fact.
Let me ask you this. So when slave masters owned slaves and procreated with black women, and they supposed to hate them too.
You ain't hating the person you procreate with. You hate them. Again, I ask people this all the time. What's the number one food you hate?
So we know. So you telling me we've never seen KKK members married to black women? That's what you telling me right now.
I ain't saying that. I said they don't hate them.
So you saying you don't because I could be marrying a black woman to make her my servant because I hate them. So they just the same thing we just seen these.
I'm talking about out of love.
Hold on.
I'm not talking about the marriage for the slave. I'm talking about if I'm marrying out of love.
Okay.
Which we know marriage is mostly going to be the premise.
And, hold on.
You're never going to see a person that hung black folks marry the motherfuckers.
Okay, so this is what
it's not happening.
This go back to what I'm saying about the jobs and all this shit. You think because you do something for so long, there's love involved. I don't believe there's love involved. I think you can hate something and still be there. Because if you could do something where we're looking at love for this many years, I don't understand why you think
I'm not talking about servitude and slavery.
No. I'm just saying, if you believe that if 19 years shows some type of love, I don't understand if it's a polar opposite. You can't believe that somebody could do something 19 years and still hate it. I don't get how you just this action shows this, but this action still can't show this. That's where I'm confused at, because I have literally seen people do things and I say, oh, what the perks this? And your thing is all or nothing. Well, you gotta love this person because they give you this. Well, if another person gave me that, I'm gonna go there. That's my example of Cassie. Yes, I went to but I came back here because I love the perks. So let me extract the perks a different way. I'm gonna go and sue this nigga because if I really loved him, I could just divorce this nigga, go back to that nigga. I'm pretty sure Diddy would be okay with it from the sounds and the shit, and they still interacting with each other. But I'm gonna do it a different way because now I know I can get the perks a different way. If most motherfuckers could get the perks that they are with and doing with these jobs, they wouldn't take the job. When you say hate enough,
But for the sake of conversation, not to cut you off, we're talking about abusers that are always in relationships. Always got. So I would ask, if women don't love narcissists or abusers, how do narcissists and abusers always have?
I think that we go back to conditioning. When we hear all these women talk about struggle love, that's why I asked, why do we always have to get into these relationships and have bad shit? Why just the relationship can't be good? Why it can't be loving, open, free? I ain't got to worry about the skeletons in your closet. You ain't got to worry about the skeletons in my closet. I say what I'm gonna do and do what I say. I back what I say with my actions, my words, my love, my gifts, my money, covering, protection. I do all of these things in the beginning. But when we hear these conversations with people, when it comes to relationships and shit, hey, I got to take a couple bad black eyes. I got to take a cup of cheese. I got to get the herb. I got to go get some penicillin shots. I got to have Tyler Perry slap in the restaurant. It's just, even when you just think about it, you like Drake music, right? Why you got to fight with me at Cheesecake? You know I like to go over there. This is a place for families that drive Camrys and go to Disney. Like every time you listen to these songs by Drake, it's always some bullshit, and then you hear motherfuckers, oh, I relate to this, I relate to this. So these are common things we have in these conversations. Like, people really believe that you gotta have bullshit, you gotta have a narcissistic man. These are things like the girl. I'm gonna play the video in a minute. The girl talking about, I like street niggas, and then got her house shot up. So why do you associate your relationship with a street nigga? Why? I don't get it.
Well, that's why I say when we talk about misogyny and misandry, the hate for men or hate for women, there's no way I can hate you and still interact with you or want to, no matter what perks come about.
See, I disagree.
No matter what perks, because
I think that's what.
Because if I ask you, well, you left this person,
so you don't think
math ain't mathing.
Hold on. So you don't think the politicking is part of that, though? I don't like you. I might even hate you, but hey, I see that you can get this signed or this bill passed, or I don't like you as a person.
That don't necessarily mean I love you either, just because I'm using you.
But that was my
I'm
whole.
I'm talking
that
about
was my whole point, though.
Well, I'm talking about relationships. When we are looking at abusers that get these women or men who stay constantly.
Okay, so let's level set. So every relationship we talking about got love involved, love or hate involved,
to a degree.
So I don't believe that.
Real relationships, not boyfriends, situationship. I'm talking about marriage,
even marriage,
long term.
We've heard people talking about even marriages. Some of those marriages are marriages of convenience.
Well, you hear people say don't marry for love. You hear that, but you're not really going to stay long term with something that you.
Okay, so we heard of the term beard, right? You know what that means, right?
Yeah.
What that mean?
You talking about a man having a beard?
Yeah.
A woman posing to offset his.
So we've seen women marry because of that. That's why I'm saying when we look at these relationships and
we're not talking about those. That's a few far in between.
But I'm saying we heard don't marry for love. We heard we got the beard. We got all of these dynamics for marriage that when we talk about marriage, most people that I think a lot of people, and we just said it, you just said it earlier, are parasitic. I think these are not marriages where they're level playing fields.
But we know love and hate are action based. If your woman came home tomorrow, slapped the dog piss out you, talk to you crazy, you're gonna sit in her and tell you, babe, you love me.
I wouldn't. But
what?
Because I don't think that action equates.
That's my point.
I don't think.
If you did the same to her, she not gonna sit up and say you love her.
But we have heard women say, we have heard that, right?
We have, but it's few and far. We're talking under generalities. If I do something contrary to what you understand as this emotion, love and hate, meaning you say you hate me, but you doing all this nice stuff for me.
So I can kill that argument right here. Let me tell you how. Because you just gave us that most women said they have dated a narcissistic man, right?
Claim.
Okay, with claim. We're just gonna go by what to say, but what stats say, because that's how we can level set this, right?
Well, a lie can't really be this is just what's stated. So I know it's bullshit, so I can't take it as a true fact.
Okay, so
we're just talking about the fact that they said it.
Okay.
Not the fact that it's reality.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Okay.
If a person a narcissist, would you think some form of abuse would be in that relationship?
To a degree, yeah.
And we got so many women claiming they dated a narcissist. So that goes back to what I'm telling you. Most motherfuckers, when they get into these relationships with the quote unquote narcissist, if you believe it, a claim or not, they believe that they have some form of abuse and they love these motherfuckers. So these relationships have love and abuse.
But just because you believe it don't make it true, because you got a lot of women that say they qualify as BBW, but they fat. They're not BBW. But you can't tell her she ain't a BBW.
Okay then. But
so just because she believe it don't make her believe true.
So it's a lot of shit that we talking about that we just gonna go.
But we're talking action based the same way. If a person say they hate you, but bring you flowers, rub your feet, cook you dinner, you ain't gonna believe this motherfucker hates you.
But okay, so let's do this. How many times we had chicks in said they've been in an abusive relationship?
We just talked about what chicks say. We know it's bullshit.
So you mean to tell me they don't?
The same way a lot of domestic violence calls involve the woman inciting the violence first.
Okay, let me ask you this. How many times we got on here and had a woman say they have been hit?
Here, there, everywhere. Okay. We know what women say is mostly bullshit.
So then what we going by then?
We're going by the definitions of things. If a person love you down,
look at love.
It's an action. But if a woman say she hate my guts, but cooking me breakfast, rubbing my back, you ain't finna believe that she hates you, said. You ain't gonna believe that. Your woman cooking you breakfast in bed, rubbing your back, buying you gifts, you ain't gonna believe she hates you.
What I'm arguing with you
in the inverse, if she do the opposite and say I love you, but kicking your ass, you ain't gonna believe she love you.
Guess what?
Because the actions.
Guess what?
So
guess what? I agree with what you just said.
So I'm saying I'm going on the definition and the actions of things confirming.
So, but hold on, those are the actions that you say is love. Action, love is an action, but it don't say what the actions got to be to show love. It don't tell you rubbing feet means love.
I'm using that as an example because those are terms. Those are gestures of endearment.
Right. So when you talk about it's an action word, it don't say it got to be good actions or bad actions to prove love. Correct.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. So you and me are both agreed. Hey, my girl loved me because she rubbed my feet.
By now I know 10 women.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga, hey, yo, I got a guy. He finna come slap 9 of y'all. 9 of them gonna say he loved them.
It depends on
how many gonna say that's love? He loved me. How many of out there 10 gonna say that?
I don't know. And you know
how many you think?
I would go 50-50.
Hell no.
And you know,
go 30%.
I'm gonna go 50-50. Even 30 is a lot.
But that's not the majority.
30 is a lot.
But that's not the majority.
30 is a lot of.
But that's not the majority.
Okay, but
hold on.
And I'm just gonna go here. When they talking about relationships, most motherfuckers are mentally ill too.
Now we got all right. All right, y'all. We're talking emotional abuse. Why do abusers, whether it's emotional or not, because abuse doesn't just come in the physical, abuse comes in emotional. It comes in when I look at abuse, I look at abuse under the scope of you're doing something knowing my reaction may not sever this relationship. When I look at abuse, I'm abusing power, meaning I'm using it to my advantage, knowing it's not really going to change the scope of our relationship to the degree. This is my belief of me being an abuser. When I'm abusing something, I'm abusing privilege. I'm abusing, drugs, meaning I'm overusing it because I got the idea that it's not going to impact me negatively. So that's why when we look at abuse is a consistent behavior. Love and hate have key qualifiers. A person that's being abused, man, this person rubbing my feet, bring me breakfast in bed, giving me money, alleviating stress. It's no way I would sit in this person's face and say, you hate me. It's no way. There's no way I'm gonna sit in this person and say, man, you hate my guts. How, babe? I got you breakfast in bed. I just paid your car insurance. I just paid this. I made sure you can do this. I made sure you got that. Because I'm identifying every stress is different. People come with different levels and different types of stress. So if my stress is, well, I come from a hurt background, I come from financial detriment, I come from, being marginalized, I don't have the financial resources to do certain things. You come in and alleviate that stress. There's no way I can alleviate that stress and still show hate to you. So when we look at abuse is just that. It's an abuse of a privilege or an abuse of a thing that I know will not affect our relationship. That's how I look at abuse. So that's why I say if you're putting up with something, if you're dealing with something long term, you love it to a degree. Because I asked you about the job. We use the job analogy. Hey, how many jobs you quit, man? Man, I quit that motherfucker within a week. Man, I quit that motherfucker out 2 weeks. Oh, you hated that job for real. Man, I ain't last day. I hated that shit. Damn, man, you been on this job 30 years. How does that same hate exist for this one that you left in a week, but you stayed here for 30 years? How did that same hate exist? It don't. It can't. Just like the love. You can't love me, but cheating on me, doing this to me, talking crazy to me, disrespecting me, hitting on me. You can't love me how you say you do. You can't love me because we know love and hate have key qualifying behaviors. And it does not inflict pain or trauma. Hate does, but love doesn't. So we got time plays a role. Behavior and action confirms what you are to me. If y'all just tuning in, make sure you like the page. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's just always somebody I was like, them abusers are never single. You got these abusers that's doing this, doing that, yet they always have a woman. And from my understanding, women do background checks. Women got the T app. Women are finding out, this guy is this guy is that. Yet you see these guys boasting like that's free advertising. Because this woman, and then you have other women coming on this app saying, oh, that's some fine shit. I don't care what you saying about him. I want to test it out because I'm special. I'm gonna get a different reaction. I'm gonna get a different response from him than you because my pussy is better. I'm gonna get a different response because we got a special guest coming in the building, y'all. Give it up for the great Cinema J, aka Jazz, in her romper.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're gonna call you out. Shout out to Jazz for joining us. Welcome. How you doing tonight?
Good.
You got your cook? What you okay?
Oh yeah, look, I had a really long day at work. I had to get a little.
You see what we talking about tonight, right?
Yes. I just been gearing up for this one for a while. So.
Can you speak? Because we have a woman on the panel tonight, which may be able to provide some perspective that I may not have been able to provide from a female or a woman's perspective. So since we're talking about abusers always having relationships and always they're never single, why do you think that is?
So, oh y'all, I'm rusty.
It's been a while since we've been on the panel together.
It's been a while since I've been
So,
on the camera.
Introduce the people to, they may have some new viewers.
Okay. So I am Cinema J, aka J Mac. And actually, I'm actually really glad to do this on Stead's podcast since Stead's been rocking with me for a long time. But I'm actually thinking, where should I look? Say it there. Okay. So I'm actually thinking I'm gonna pull Chill Out Jay out of retirement. I know. It's been a while. I did a revamp of my channel where I shifted my focus to film. And I still will do movie reviews and stuff, but I think my channel that I've got the biggest following on, I'm going to go back to Chill Out Jay. So basically, I was doing a lot of social commentary, and you know how that can get. Like,
yeah.
People don't always take well to it. And I don't have like a little team, say it was just me. But now I'm not, whatever little trepidation I used to feel, I don't feel it anymore. I feel like I have something to say, and I want people to hear it. So long story short, yes, I am J Mac. It's really good to be here. And to answer Chris's question and the topic at large, I think the reason why abusers are never single is because they inherently, when you are abusive, you're probably naturally manipulative. Mm-hmm. And so they are just able to draw people in a way. I personally have never dated what I would consider to be an abusive partner. Well, definitely not physically, because baby, I'll put you on a t-shirt. But also not
disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer. Yeah. But also not even like emotionally abusive or anything like that. I don't know if I just was blessed enough to never be in the path of that type of person, but I do know people who have, and it usually starts with like the love bombing. And
that's a fairly new term. What is love bombing? Because I heard this within the last, year or so. How do you love bomb somebody that's not looking to be love bombed?
Well, it's basically like, it's like, how sharks smell blood in the water.
Okay.
So, and it's not just men, obviously, but I'm just giving the advantage point of a woman.
Okay.
So a lot of men who are abusers, they can sense a woman's insecurities. They can tell if she's not been told she's pretty a lot, if she didn't have a very supportive dad or male figures in her life, uncles, male cousins, friends. Oh, you're okay.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, but go ahead.
And just different things like that. So he'll give her those things that he knows that she's been always yearning for, the attention, the affection. Oh, you so fine, smacking her butt when she walks by, that type of thing, buying her gifts, showing her off. Mm-hmm. And then once she's in, he pulls that rug out from underneath her. Okay. So that's the concept of love bombing, is that basically they just do a bunch of really nice stuff, buying you stuff, saying really nice things, being just, very sweet, very all the things that women want. And then once they can tell you're comfortable, then they change. Okay.
Now, me and Sid was having a back and forth because I was like, you can't, like, love and hate has actions. Would you agree?
Yes.
The term is qualifying actions on both ends of the spectrum. Now, it's a thin line between love and hate, but I don't believe they can exist simultaneously.
Right.
So if I'm abusive to you, let's say I'm cussing you out, talking to you crazy, doing all these things, would you say, well, he loved me? Would you say that?
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't.
But if I bring you breakfast in bed, paying your bills. I got your car washed this morning. I got you, I paid this up for you. I got your rent paid up. I got your gifts. I know you like the Chanel. I know if I do all of that, would you say with that? He loved me because he learned me. He know what I like. He know I'm a fan of Chanel. He know I'm a fan of, this X, Y, and Z. And he got that covered. You'll say he loved me, right?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think that love is synonymous with actions, because even if you feel like, we feel like we feel love towards people, and certainly I do believe that we do as human beings, but it's like you mentioned, I won't believe that you love me if your actions don't show. And it's if I can be transparent with, like, even with my current relationship, one thing that, of course, we've really gone through a lot and we're doing really well now. But one thing that we struggled with when we first started dating was that he grew up in a household that's not very overly affectionate.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like the opposite in my household. Like,
Okay.
my parents still act like teenagers sometimes, like, especially my dad towards my mom.
Yeah.
It's always the girl, where you going, and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And just those actions that I was always used to seeing, I didn't think my boyfriend could love me if he wasn't doing those things. I was like, you're not doing these things that I'm used to someone doing. You don't love me. But I was overlooking some of the other things he was doing. How he was always consistent. When I tell you, he would get off of work after being off at work all day, go home in just enough time to take a shower, to bathe his behind, and hit the road an hour up the road to come and see me and spend the weekend with me every Friday. Yeah. Never missed a text, never missed a call. Never said a harsh thing to me, things like that. And I'm like, okay, this is his way of showing love, but it was still actions.
And that's what I was trying to drive when me and Sid was breaking this down. Like, when certain things are concrete, is no real gray area to me. Is I hate it or I love it, my actions are gonna confirm. It won't be one day I love you, babe, then I'm cussing you out the next day. I love you, then I'm cussing you out the next day. I'm buying you gifts, next day I'm cussing you out. I'm buying you gifts, next day I'm cussing you out. Well, I like this, I'm gonna deal with it. So when we look at history and abusers, and you look at the women who tell their story, it's almost like they give you so many examples of abuse that has been acknowledged, yet the relationship still progresses. And I wrestle with them, like, what? If you identified these flags in this abusive nature, how do we get to year 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on? And then you move on and still come back and deal with what you stated or identified as abuse. So how can I not love that to still deal with that?
So let me say
ahead,
this
Sam.
real quick. It says, this is the definition of love: an intense feeling of deep affection, a great interest and pleasure in something. So that's what love is.
How many
to offer
definitions do
another
love
one?
have? Because we know multiple words have multiple definitions.
This is the only one. I can put it on the screen.
I'm asking you,
They don't have a verb version of love?
No, the verb is feel deep affection for someone, like or enjoy very much. That's it.
Okay, what's the noun version of it?
Similar is fondness.
And fondness is
Liking. Similar is
liking is a
weakness.
verb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an action.
Right.
Me
But,
saying it don't have no weight.
okay, no. The reason that I wanted to read the definition, because the idea, and that's what I was telling you, we equate love with action.
Because
But what I told before I went and got Jazz was that yes, it's an action, but we didn't say the actions had to be good or bad to be considered love.
But we know what qualifies as love, and we know what qualifies as hate.
We
know a white person hanging a black person don't qualify as love. Can we agree? A white man hanging a nigga don't qualify as love. Do we agree?
Hold on. We talking about relationships, right?
We talking about love. Fuck relationships.
Now we talking about fuck relationships
because it don't say relationships in that definition.
But then that's what love was.
Do it say relationships in your definition? So we ain't talking about relationships.
No, but we're talking about relationships.
But your definition that you use don't say relationships.
But I'm using it in the sense of we talking about relationships.
But your definition doesn't
why are abusers never single? Is right there at the bottom of your screen. So why are we talking about KKK? Because if you know that you ask me that question, is yes, no, a nigga.
Your definition doesn't confine it.
A nigga getting hung. No, it's not love. But we talking about relationships because because we've heard women say, I got to get my eye black and I feel like he loved me. And I told you, I just see my grandma get her ass beat and she talking about she loved my granddaddy. But we always talk about it, and I see plenty of.
You know
And
where I think that comes from?
Go ahead.
I think that comes from, first of all, I hate disclaimers, but I have to give a disclaimer. All of this is insane. Like, I think the three of us in here understand that this concept is insane. Like, people who stay in abusive relationships, though we may understand some parts of it, to equate abuse and love is completely insane. But where I think it comes from, specifically what Sid was talking about just then, those examples of the girls that say, my granddaddy did this and that, is that over immense emotion. Like, women, we do like for our men to, not to that extent, obviously, but we like for them to crash out over us.
Correct.
Like, I can't stand, like, another thing, going back to my current relationship, I think God put him in my life to teach me certain things, to mature me in a way. Because I couldn't stand how nonchalant he was when we first started dating. I was like, even if I would tell him I was coming here, like, not necessarily here, but when I was recording with Sid back when he was still recording in his house, I'm like, yeah, I'm going over to Sid's or whatever. Okay, cool. Have a good time. It's like, dang, you
trust
don't
me.
understand like that. But yeah, to your point, he trusts me. But in those moments, I would be like, dang, you really don't care what I do. Like, but so yeah, we women do like for our men to kind of like wild out about us. But I think that's where it stems from. But those women, of course, just don't get. That's the extreme version of it. I'm not letting a man put his hands on me, period. First of all, because I couldn't imagine being with a man that scared me. Like, I've never been in the presence of where I just sincerely felt threatened by a man. And if I did, I acted. I acted accordingly, like was physically ready to defend myself. Like, I couldn't imagine being in that state of mind all the time.
And that's what we're talking about. See, what Sid's trying to do is conflate that love and hate doesn't have definitive actions that confirm the other on the opposite. When we know there are confirming behaviors that do confirm.
That's not what I said.
Well, when you said love don't have no action that confirm this is love, that's what you stated.
Well, what's the definition of?
Because you stated that love don't have any actions under this umbrella that say if you do this is love, if you do this is love. That's what you were trying to make the point. But we all know that there are things that confirm the other. But if I hate you and my actions line up with that, which we know what those actions are, I'm talking to you crazy. I may be violent towards you. I may be these things which have a negative impact.
Any type of disrespect or harm.
Anything negative.
So let me say this. I don't agree with that. And the reason I don't, because some people have grown up in a household where that is that, and then they get into relationships and think that's that, and they think those are forms of love. That's why when we have these,
we're not talking about 14% of 90 of the other 86 said. We're not talking about the 14%.
Okay, let's have a real conversation then.
Line up 100 people.
Hold on, let's have a real conversation.
Let's go. Line up 10 people. 80% of them gonna say, if he slapped the shit out of me, he loved me.
Let's have a real
yes or no.
Hold on, we finna have a real conversation.
Yes or no. I line up 10 people, line up 10 women. 8 of my boyfriends slapped me. They love me. That's what they gonna say.
I don't know, because I've seen. If you don't. This is what we always get into a conversation, because you'll say some shit, and then when I try to give you my answer, you don't want my answer
because we're looking at generality.
That's what I'm going to give you, a generality. That's what I'm going to tell you.
All right, go ahead.
So my generality is the reason that I say what I say is because when I look at my family and how men back in the day had relationships, that was common.
That's not general. We're talking about your family, say,
bro.
If
you just listen. We literally had a law that changed in 1994 where you couldn't beat your bitch. 1994, it was commonplace for niggas to beat their bitch.
Okay.
And I don't know why this is a thing where you acting like 1994, they just changed the law.
Okay.
It was commonplace where men whooped their women.
Okay.
So for y'all to be up here, to be like, oh, you get your ass whooped, that don't mean love. Well, we got whole relationships where for eons where niggas beat their bitch. This something new. The last 30 years ago, 29. What it was 29?
But were the men in the Bible?
So for yes,
on a regular basis, you telling me on a regular basis, 70% of households it had ass kicking in it. That's what you saying?
Yeah, I believe that.
And then said, I want to know, do you specifically mean only on the part of the man to the woman? Like, you just feel like it was always commonplace for men to be beating their women?
I'm gonna say this. I think it's new for women to be aggressors like this now, because you got to think about this. Just think about a time where you didn't have things that level the playing field like pistols. See, now a lot of women do carry pistols and shit, but when you talking about brute strength and shit like that, because if you think about it, when a woman typically got the upper hand on her dude, it was with a poison. She put something in his drink when she's making something, so she want to kill the nigga. But most of the time, brute strength, a woman ain't really just finna go there. Now you have police. Now I can call the police. I can call my dad. We got guns. We're gonna do all this type of stuff. So that's why I think now it's a new thing right now for women to be doing what they're doing now. I think it's
a breach. Maybe that's not the best word. Maybe an abuse of like the power, the responsibility that God gave men. I think that maybe a lot of men struggled with that at a time, and maybe some of them still do, because God did place a lot on men's shoulders. He gave y'all the responsibility, but also the glory of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I used to come on here all the time, I used to always talk about how ridiculous it was. Like feminism mindsets is so ridiculous to me. This idea of we don't need men and men are lesser than. What have women done? What notable thing aside from birthing men have women done for society at large? What infrastructure, what inventions, what civilizations have you built? What laws have you, just anything of note, right? So I think that some men realize like, okay, yeah, we're the men, you know what I'm saying? Like we're the kings of this current system, aka our world. But just because you are a king doesn't mean you have to abuse your power. Some of the most beloved kings and beloved leaders could focus on the leadership role first without, again, just abusing.
This is why I would disagree with said. Because prior civil rights, we had an 86% marriage rate. I would be crazy to think majority of those 86% marriage households had ass kicking involved.
Especially since they fought so hard to avoid other people.
The movements, the advances that we made as black people, from Black Wall Street, 1921, to Rosewood, to Henderson, North Carolina, and so many other places where we made historical strides. For there to be an abundance of ass kicking in those households, we won't be able to get these.
So let me ask you. So y'all think just because of ass kicking will stop building a Rosewood, will stop building Black Wall Street? You mean tell me ass kicking gonna stop that
on a regular basis? Absolutely. You know how hard a man can punch a 120, because obesity is a new thing for black women.
I agree.
Of 192-pound man punching a 113-pound black woman.
Hold on. See, that's the bullshit. Because if you're gonna talk about how obesity, the niggas wasn't 190 pounds back then either.
It wasn't big black men. What?
Look it up. I just looked this up.
6'4" black men just started coming out 2001.
Bro, they talk about the height increase all the time.
When that came out?
Nigga, did you just say Black Wall Street? Did you just not say Black Wall Street?
How tall?
Did this nigga not just say Black Wall Street?
They had a they
did this nigga not just say Black Wall Street?
They did an ad with the dude with the King Kong, because they used LeBron James with the white woman. Right. The dude Joe Johnson, the boxer, he was from like the 30s. He was a big black man. How many? And he had the white girl on his arm.
Hold on.
There's always been genetically advanced black men.
Even white
if they was kicking black women's ass to the degree you're saying, we wouldn't been able to advance at the pace we did.
I'm gonna kill your argument right now, because we could turn on the TV and see a bunch of 7-foot niggas running up and down the court. We don't see 7-foot niggas walking down the street. No, the fuck we don't.
Of course, because it's been commercialized.
So this is what I'm saying.
They go get you and bring them out the hood.
So why the fuck would you go? We talking about some everyday shit. When you always talking about generalization, you're gonna talk about a LeBron James. That don't even fucking make sense. And that's why I go back to what that was. Why I go back
they use the ad. No. Joe Johnson. You said Joe Johnson came from 1940s.
You said they're 192-pound man punching a woman. Men was not 192 pounds in 1920. I'm sorry.
You sure?
I'm gonna look it up.
You telling me?
I'm gonna look it up. We ain't got to argue for looking up.
A black race that's been on this earth for 100,000 years, one producing 6-foot niggas.
I didn't.
That was building pyramids.
Did I say that? Did I say that?
What you said?
I just said what I said. You went to Joe Johnson and big niggas. I said on the average, niggas was not that big.
They're not on average, but they have been existing.
You said 192 pounds.
Only 15% of men are 6 feet or better.
You said 192 pounds. Did you not say 192 pounds?
Yeah.
The average weight of a black man, even 192 pounds now.
You telling me they didn't have them in place to do lumber? They using steel. So you telling me 150-pound niggas lifting up steel railroads?
But what's the
they making railroads at 150, lumber, building houses by hand, and they're 150 pounds? They're building houses, buildings, railroads using pure steel at 146.
Why they won? They had ingenuity. We can look at
The tools they had then more advanced than now in 1800s.
What are we talking about? So what
Did they have railroads and houses in the early 1800s? Yes or no?
Yeah.
What tools they was using?
Well, for instance, when they were using long steel, they would put logs.
And those men using was 150.
Yes, if you got a bunch of them. Nigga, I just seen the Amish, them little ass Amish white men carry a barn. What the fuck is you talking about? And it was 45 of them niggas.
You
What are you
telling me a
talking
black
about?
race that's been on this earth 100,000 years ain't just started producing 6'4" niggas? That's one.
I never
190?
said none of that I ever said, Chris.
What I'm saying is this, though, said you're telling me we would have been able to get the advances that we have with abuse of a man to a woman on a regular basis was commonplace, and we still was able to make those strides. I don't believe that.
I believe that. I don't believe because what you go and do in your household is going to affect what you do outside. That's like saying, oh, well, R. Kelly should have been able to create that much music when he was around here raping all them damn girls. Where does he get the time? I don't agree that what you do in your household will affect what you do outside your household. We always say, well, this man created such and such. How did he have the time to do this? Because what you do on your household and when you find time to do stuff does not stop you from creating stuff, especially if you're talking about these communities that you're talking about. These are communities. It's not one man because I beat my bitch 50 million times. I ain't got time to go do. We're talking about a community. I beat my bitch today. I might not beat her another again for 3 more months from now.
So, like,
you got to say
correlation. Like that's. I just wanted to jump in real fast. Like, what is the correlation you're trying to draw by saying, like, when you argue Chris's point and you're saying that the men may have been smaller or not?
The reason I'm because he said, how are you going to do that? And you're 192 pounds. What I'm saying is today's men are stronger, and this is a factual thing, than they were back then. So when he's talking about all the moving and stealing and stuff like that, they use a lot of technology back then. It might not have been as advanced, but I've just seen videos of these small ass black men. Most black men, and like I said, we just see it now because the average height of a black man when I was in high school was like 5'10". Now it's like 6'1". So it's growing. So when we having these conversations, just in 20 years, the height of black men have grown because of the food, the steroid, the shit that we always talk about on the podcast. So when you talking about people that's eat more cleaner vegetables, growing their own food without the government interfering, you mean to tell me you think you just got 7-foot niggas just walk around this bitch? Come on now. I ain't saying that it wasn't, but in commonplace, no, we don't even see that now. We go to the club, Jazz. We go to the club. I'm 5'11". Am I not one of the tallest niggas in the club?
Definitely.
I'm 5'11", and we in the club. I'm one of the tallest niggas. I'm looking over niggas' heads. What are we talking? That's what I'm saying when we have this conversation.
No. We got to make sure the argument is in place. The argument is that abuse was a regular and commonplace thing.
And I said yes.
It's not. It wasn't.
I say yes.
It wasn't.
You could. They literally changed the law in 19 on the phone.
We're not talking about the law.
I will say this though. Of course, I couldn't say for sure because I wasn't around. But if men were more. Now, I will say this. I do think that men, specifically black men, were a little bit more physically abusive during that time. But it does kind of beg the question of why women were. Maybe that's kind of what started this whole thing. Like we have this kind of separation of black men and black women now. It may have kind of started then. The seeds may have been planted then. I mean, because here we are fighting for civil rights and kind of equal representation, etc. And a lot of the black men were still pining for the affection of white women. And I think the reason why that always gets to be such a big thing is because as a woman, your bread and butter is, gosh, I hate to sound so, what's the word? So vain or just, but your bread and butter is how attractive you are. Period. But of course, specifically how attractive you are to men. That can literally change your entire life. Like your attractiveness to men can literally boss up your entire life. So when we saw our men gravitate, even if it was just 10%, towards women who came from fathers and brothers and uncles who would call you the N-word, who would say that if she slept with you, she slept with a monkey, an animal. And to assume that she maybe even had those thoughts to herself, I think that kind of explains that, to Sarah's point, that might have kind of started this wheel of motion that between maybe some of the more abusive tendencies. Plus, like I said, the kind of pining for white women. I think that kind of may explain.
Well, I get that, but what I'm saying, because I'm looking at this definition. Historically, the presence of black men between 6 feet and 7 feet have been recorded for the last 150 years. Last time I checked, if I go back 150 years, I'm in year what? 1868. So why does this say historically the presence of black men have been 6 feet and 7 feet tall going back 150 years? So this is not a new thing. It has been a higher concentration now, but this is not a new thing. If it could go back 150 years, but that's not my point.
Jazz, I say that?
But that's not my point. That's why I'm saying not my point. My point was this: for the presence of domestic violence to be.
No, that's what I was about to read. Stuff.
For the presence of domestic violence abusers to be that high, we wouldn't have been able to make. Because if you look at what we did from the civil rights to now, it's light years from what we did from 2020 or from 2000 and now.
Even the files that came out about Martin Luther King talking about him beating his bitch. What do we?
No.
I'm just saying, like, you got one of the greatest men lead one of the biggest movements, and you're talking about you can't build something. But I'm just told you, Martin Luther King is on file and his shit beating bitches, fucking white women, all types of shit. All his shit coming out. So it's crazy.
That's really just the result of like we deify people too much, though.
But I'm not. But I'm just saying the building or something, because the idea that you can't build because you're beating your woman is crazy.
I'm talking about frequency.
Hold on, let me read
That's
this.
all I'm talking about.
Frequency. So domestic violence, particularly against wives, was a significant problem in the late 19th and 20th century. While some states criminalized wife beating in the 1800s, wife often faced difficulties proving abuse in court. In 1800s and early 1900s, saw a sustained effort to punish violence against women, but legal authorities struggled with how to deter abusers who victims were reluctant to prosecute. With temperance movements which gained momentum in the 1800s and early 1900s, highlighted the link between alcohol abuse and domestic violence. It wasn't until the 1900s that marital rape was widely recognized as a crime. The establishment of women's shelters and advocacy groups in the 1970s and 80s played a crucial part of addressing domestic violence and promoting legislative changes to protect victims. Sexual violence against children and adults was also known as an issue in the late 19th and 20th century. In New York City between 1790 and 1876, between a third and a half rape victim, between a third and a half of rape victims were under 19. In the 1820s, the figure reached 76%. Marital rape was illegal in 44 states in 1978, and cohabitant rape in 13 states. Date rape was illegal in only 5 states. In conclusion, while abuse was undoubtedly present in the 1900s, it's important to remember that societal views, legal frameworks, and support systems for victims have evolved significantly since that time. What I'm saying is, when I read that, is I have this idea that the reason that a lot of people don't fuck 17 years old because it's illegal.
Right. I agree with that. Now, again, but let me make sure I'm not disagreeing with your facts. I just want to make sure that I'm just saying the frequency. That's why I said 70%, which is a high percentage of the 86% that was married.
Let me clarify my statement then.
Okay.
When I say a frequent ass beating, I ain't talking about every day you're going to beat your.
Okay.
Hold on. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But I would say if you had a conversation with women back in the day, all of them probably got their ass beat.
Okay, I would agree with that.
So all of them got their ass beat, but ain't everybody ain't getting their ass whooping every day.
That's what we disconnect. Okay, now we're on the same page.
So
I was talking about
you might get your ass
being
beat.
common. I mean,
it's
3 days a week.
But when I say common, I mean common as it's a cultural thing, societal thing.
Okay. So I'm talking about something else. I'm talking about it's common.
Yeah.
Like said, like, because I'm pretty sure you're the only married person in here. So like you have a wife.
Right.
And I've seen you with your wife, and I don't. I mean, of course,
say it ain't kicking ass. Say it a good guy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah. So I guess my thing is like, what?
I done DDT my wife a few times.
And I'm sure she
doesn't. Don't get counsel on this motherfucker.
No, I was gonna say if you did, I'm sure she pieced you up.
Hey, this is just for entertainment purposes.
Entertainment.
My main thing is more so just like the concept of it, though. Like, because yes, we whoop our children.
See, and that's where I went to too. Because if you say whooping is discipline and love, then what?
We talked about that for you.
But that's like, I mean, I'm sorry, but I feel like that's a distinction. Like the Bible tells you, if you spare the rod, you spoil the child.
Mhm.
God directs men to value his wife like jewels and rubies. And so I just feel like, I'm not saying in a perfect partnership, I think there's supposed to be that balance of respect where the man is the head and he's leading and he's bearing the brunt of most things, and the woman is doing everything she can to be a good helpmate, to listen to him, to follow his direction, to raise his kids, and this kind of thing. And if that is happening, I can't imagine why you would be needing to exert physical dominance over your woman.
Well, I'm gonna say something too. When they said the alcohol abuse was a leading cause,
But and another thing too, the alcohol, and let's think about what those men, when this is why I tell women, do not date broke men. It is not for aesthetics. It's not because you're bougie. I mean, a little bit of that, but mostly because when a man is unhappy with himself, whether it's he's broke, he hasn't reached some sort of potential or something. First of all, you're never gonna come, not even second. You're gonna be like fifth or sixth in his life. So you're never gonna feel like a priority, and he's probably gonna be abusive because the frustration that he feels of not reaching self-actualization is going to weigh on him. So think about a black man back in those times, how disenfranchised he was. You're a grown man and other men are calling you boy. Other men are emasculating you in front of your woman.
and that's kind of what I told him too. And that's why I was saying when we was talking about the job, I was telling you about the James Baldwin and Angela Davis interview, and she said, "Well, if you go home and shuck and jive in front of the white folks, well, why you can't come home and do the same thing with me?" And he told her, "I just can't." You know what I'm talking about? You seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
So, and
people
I think
say the same about women now. They're like, "Why you can go be nice to your boss?"
And that's what I was saying earlier when we talk about can a bad spouse be can it be a good parent? Like all of these things, we can always correlate to one thing, and then we try to take it to a relationship, and it ain't supposed to mean the same thing. I think most people understand, like, hey, if I'm a bad parent, that doesn't mean I'm gonna be. I mean, not a bad parent, a bad spouse. That doesn't mean I'm gonna be a bad parent, because I understand shucking and jiving for my children too. If I can be in this room with you and me and you argue, I can come out here and put a smile on my face and put my dress down after we got to fight and wipe my tears out my eye before I go out the room. And actually, if you watch a lot of the older movies, when they show like some abuse in those houses, before the woman go out the door, you see her stand behind the door, she will get herself together, fix her shirt, wipe her tears, and then go out the door and say, "Hey babies, how y'all doing?" Those are actually in actual movies.
I think
those
there
are
was
things.
a social, and Chris, I don't mean to.
Yeah, go ahead.
But that's because that was a different social dynamic. Women, and I hate to, women literally needed men then. We still do need men, period. Y'all know I'm anti-feminism, all the things, so I don't want nobody coming for me in the comments. But we really needed men at that time because women working wasn't quite so common, especially working jobs that could even remotely take care of a household or whatever. So it was literally either I accept this abuse from my husband or me and my children are out on the streets and then I can't take care of my child.
Mm-hmm.
So if he gonna slap me upside the head once a month because I done said something to him he ain't like, okay, I'll wipe my tears away. I'll put a smile on in front of the kids. I personally think that's horrible. That sounds awful. But I do understand to an extent probably why those women did that, because they probably need
I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
And hold on, I'm gonna say this too. And if you have that ideology and you had that going on for so long, right? Because I actually agree with what you just said about women having to take ass whoopings, but then we'll see people have conversations and about slavery. Well, you've been indoctrinated and you believe this, and the white man that did this and the system and this, so that's why we see what we see today. So if women have done that, and then some people look at it, maybe you did it because you love somebody. Why would that be crazy if women have done that for eons, taking ass whoopings, not be a thing where it's been given down today?
I'm gonna speak that. Let's hear some of them comments before you go. Who is that? Travis?
Travis said, God looks, I don't know who that is. I think they talking about Jazz.
God, a long time ago.
Oh, God looks so good on you, baby.
Thank you.
What else we got?
I love my Lord.
Coming to an argument, the definition of love. Coming to an agreement, the definition of love will always be a debate. J Mac had to sit and realize she was being loved. A kid on punishment for tawdry behavior and can't go to his friend's party at the bowling alley is being loved. All that is an action, but also affection.
Right, what is
Love
it?
and hate can exist in the same place. Chris disagrees.
I disagree with that. Yeah.
What did it say? Chris is disagreeing with the dictionary, which is wild, but PKC is simply stating common ground, a work of using the dictionary, which makes sense.
You know,
Well, let's because when we look at the dictionary and we see people flip turns to
But we don't.
Well,
We don't.
I'm saying
Okay,
when I see 100 women saying I dated a narcissist,
Well,
I
we
gotta
agree,
ask.
and we agree
I
on that
gotta ask where you got that definition of what a narcissist is,
because
and they'll look it up.
It's only 3%.
But when we look at the status,
Right.
the stats, it say well, only 3% of men. That's when my disagreement comes into play. Well, the it's not the dictionary definition, it's what we identify with. Hate and love. We know what hate and love looks and feel like. It's no gray area.
but aren't they both like? And again, I'm not disagreeing because again, I would know if my man hates me. Like
You would know.
You know, I love watching Six the Goddess. You know, other women like that. They always talk about sis, your man hates you. You know what I'm saying? If he's doing this, but I guess to like a more kind of esoteric kind of way of looking at it, it all really is just some sort of energy. Like, and it's just extreme energy. So, like, if I really, really love you, is it not kind of safe to say that I could also really, really hate you? Like that you would drive me to a place that another person
before you go say it
because of those immense emotions.
Of course, but that's why I say I don't really play the semantics in your interpretation of what love and hate is. I look at the actions and what we can have. If I line 10 people up and I see, that's why I went to the extreme using the KKK, hanging niggas. I know 10 of these, I know majority of these people gonna say, this motherfucker hate. I'd be a fool to say, out of these 10 people, somebody gonna say, that white person love that nigga, he just hung.
Right.
I'd be a fool and we'll be foolish to believe so.
But you gotta think too of like the context of what that hanging and stuff was. Like there was no connection between those people. Like that was almost just like an extermination of people, like a genocide.
But the ideologically and the feeling towards him is hate. Therefore, reinforces my action to hang him. That means it ain't nobody on earth that'll look at that and say, I get love from that.
Hold on.
They're being the same way, it's the inverse.
So
I can't say this person giving me cookies, rubbing my feet, paying my bills, etc., will equate to them hating me.
So let me say this. So part of that definition of love was deep affection. And affection is a gentle feeling of funness. Or
what you say what that G word is?
Gentle feeling of funness or liking.
Okay. Said gentle, right?
Yeah. What
ass kicking and gentle, where does that coincide?
Ain't no
what's gentle about an ass kicking?
I'm finna say, show you something, right?
Okay.
Gentle feeling of funness.
Okay.
Or hear the or
liking. Yeah.
So if I like to get my ass whooped,
this is a thing to you. If I line 10 people up, 90% gonna say I like get my ass kicked. That what you saying? Is this a normal thing?
Hold on. So no, hold on. That mean I didn't finish what I was gonna say.
Well, you didn't have to finish.
No, I'm finna. I do have to finish.
You said I like get my ass kicked.
No, that's you keep cutting me off. Look, I don't know why you do this, but you do this a lot.
Well, you gotta stop right there. How many people you know like getting their ass kicked? Name me 9.
You didn't let me finish because
you can't name me 9 people, and you know 1,000.
That's not even where I was gonna go.
I asked a specific.
But you didn't let me finish. So how you gonna just jump and
okay? I'm gonna let you finish. Then I'm gonna ask you to answer the question.
Thank you. Okay. So I was saying, going back to what Jazz was saying about women just wanting to feel something like deep affection.
Okay.
And that's why I read about what affection was, because liking, I think a lot of women, when they talk about they just want to feel something, I think sometimes with the abuse and how women need to be on a emotional roller coaster, I think sometimes with that abuse, again, they ass kick, it gives them that ups and downs and shit like that, because they also, when we've seen plenty of studies of this, when women are bored or in, quote unquote good relationships where it's loving and ain't nothing going on, those women tend to leave those relationships. And then we always want to, well, why you stay with this toxic nigga so long? The nigga that be in your ass cheating on you and shit like that. We always ask those questions. Why you be with that nigga so long? But this good nigga trying to take care of his family, his kids, he ain't cheating on you. He go to work, he spend the money, he there. Oh, you got bored. But the nigga kicking your ass, you throwing candles and blacking your eye and cheating on you, stay with him. That's fun to you. That's love to you. Do you like it? Because it gives you that deep affection, that feeling,
Well,
that
it's
liking.
trauma.
So
You know
it's
what I'm saying?
trauma.
It's just
It
trauma.
depends.
being
Like I
Before you
said,
respond,
go ahead.
you got a lot of women in your family.
Yes.
You got a lot of friends. You know a lot of women.
Yes.
What percentage of them, of all the women you've interacted with from 12th grade to now, said I like getting my ass kicked?
I've never heard any of them say it.
I never heard nobody say that either.
And to be fair,
You just
the
made a
only
point that
woman
women
that
like
I know for
No,
a fact,
heard them say them. I don't think people just I kick my ass. I don't think-
but to be fair said though too, to the only woman I know for a fact, I'm sure it's probably happened, but the only woman in my family or even period that I know for a fact has ever been physically abused by a man, she got the F on. Like I'm talking about the full nine, the restraining orders, all the things.
Yeah.
She carries a pistol now because of him. So I think we're saying similar things, but coming at it from a different lens. Like, for instance, Sad is talking about something that I've talked about a lot, that women today, especially, a lot of Black women especially grew up without dads. You have to think of the effect that that has on a woman. That means you don't have a foundation of what a healthy interactions, healthy relationships looks like between men and women. You think so, you're just going off of your carnal emotions. Like, we're emotional people. I tell my boyfriend, I don't even have to tell him no one. He knows, like, I'm 4 different people in a month. Each week I have different hormonal balances.
Hold on.
I'm serious.
You say you 4 different people?
4 different people in a month.
Hey, that's a lot. See, I don't
That's
know
a
about
lot.
that.
4 different
God
people.
damn.
I mean, they don't vary all that much, but they're different.
How
Like,
how do they
so,
vary?
like,
That's
for instance,
interesting.
today even I realized I had something happening at work today that it would have bothered me any day, but it really bothered me today. And I told him, I was like, I could tell I'm hypersensitive today, and just whether I'm feeling extremely sensitive. Sometimes I'm feeling like, sometimes my libido might be different. Like, it's a real thing. Like, you might be more prone to anger sometimes.
Hormonal fluctuations.
Just hormonal fluctuations. And so when a woman doesn't have a man to center that, to calm that, because a man, what I perceive a man to be is, again, more kind of calm, reasonable, rational, only speaks when necessary, has something wise. That's how I view masculinity. That's masculinity to me. And I think that when you have that as a woman, it really does center you and ground you. And if you don't have it, then yes, you will literally want to go on a roller coaster ride all the time, like Seth was saying, because that's all you know and that's comfortable to you. Now, the only thing is, who are the most dangerous people on the planet? Emotional men or feminine men.
I agree.
Because when I'm emotional, I'm just throwing a temper tantrum. I'm giving you the cold shoulder or silent treatment or something.
Yeah.
When a man is emotional, he shoots up his
kicking ass.
workplace.
He
beats his wife up. He, whatever. So yeah, that's a real thing, that those women just are adverse to masculinity. And that's because of a lot of trauma and unfortunately a lot of things that we've experienced in the Black community, where we just, the fatherless homes, all the things. So I think if we had more intact homes and these girls were being properly raised with dads, they'll be able to see a more cohesive.
And the only reason I'm giving Said pushback is because we had this conversation before about I'm like, because you remember we was having a conversation about she may like getting her ass kicked, and you said you wouldn't have a problem with that if she like it. But I said, would you be friends with a guy who's kicking his woman ass? You said no. And I think Brad was on here maybe, and we said, well, we wouldn't be cool with a guy who kicking this woman ass, even if the woman said, well, I like it, or
you as the man should definitely be like,
you see what I'm saying? So that's why I say,
that.
well, that's what a line is drawn in the sand, because we know it's not right. Therefore, we wouldn't be with friends with a guy who doing it, despite this woman saying she like that. Or this is what she identifies as love.
You of all people, all about women with because you always tell that story about that girl that you like dated in, like, I don't know if you're a high school or something. Like, she said that what did you say? You always tell that story that she liked or she told you about some really extreme trauma she went through or something. Like,
I was talking about the one that got molested by her dad.
I think that's what you were saying.
But yeah, that was because
but you see what I'm doing. I can't say on this end I'm for it, on that end I ain't. Again, I got a woman who liking her ass kicked. My homeboy is the one kicking ass. I ain't gonna fuck with him. But if she like it, I love it. But how do those things coexist?
I'm finna explain it.
Okay.
It's just certain things that I don't want to be around, right? Because I've been around niggas that sold drugs and I thought they was wrong, and I just, okay, cool. So it just depends. It depends on what you want to be around. I didn't want to be around them because this is a guy that's going to literally come around me and my girl, and that ain't something I want to just sit around and do. But also I've had niggas that, hey, you sell drugs. I know you ain't finna sell no drugs here. That was the rationale behind it, because I don't have to see you sell drugs. You do that when you away from me. When you and your girl, y'all arguing, y'all we finna see you gonna go out. No, like I've literally been on dates. Me and my wife have been on dates with people that have got to arguing at the bowling alley.
Yeah.
Hey, babe, let's go.
I done seen that.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's my rationale. It's not necessarily because he beat his woman. I don't want to be. I just think it's wrong. Is she there? She getting her ass kicked? Especially in today, like Jazz said, you can buy your own car, on your own whip, get your own money and shit like that. That's why you got the shelters that had to be made in 1970. And then to go back to Jazz's point about the fathers being in the home, I don't think necessarily that having a father in the home showed men not to beat their woman. I think more so having a father in the home is more important for women, to show women not to rile up the man to catch an ass whooping. And the reason that I say that, because it was commonplace when fathers were in the home to kick their wife's ass. And I think women, if a young girl see that, it's like, oh, mama did this, mama was flipped here, hey, I need to make sure I do this because, hey, mama in here, I know I can't beat no man. So I think a father is actually more important in that aspect for a daughter in a relationship aspect than a son not kicking his woman.
I would agree with it.
So I do definitely think women need to make sure that they don't antagonize men. I'm not ever going to give any leeway to people who are abusive, especially physical abusers, because like I said, it's just something so foreign to me. Like, I've never seen my dad put his hands on my mom. I didn't see my mama wild out on my daddy a few times, but that's when my daddy was a little wild back in the day. You know what I'm saying? She was thumping that forehead a little bit. But that was just, like I said, like, that was more so like an emotional response, not literally like hitting him and this kind of thing, but more so just wilding out. He might need to grab her or something. I've never seen my daddy just
becoming unhinged. Like,
yeah,
I guess.
Never seen my daddy have to like backhand my mom or something like that. Like, I'm sorry, that's just, it's so foreign to me. And I think that she still taught me through just her own actions. She taught me how to be respectful. You know what I'm saying? Taught me how to voice myself without being, and even sometimes if I tell her, she'll make me mad sometimes. If I tell her about an argument me and my man that got into, and she kind of take his side a little bit.
His side.
She's like, dang, Jazz, you really ain't have to do all that. I'm like, dang, whose side you on? You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I guess to the original point of why are abusers never single? I really think it's because it's that, I know it sounds kind of hokey, but it's that energy thing. Like, it's that energy you're putting out. I tell the story all the time. I used to be, I ain't saying I'm no size 4 now, but I used to be severely overweight. I used to be like morbidly obese. And when I was that size, I can remember any guy that I ended up dealing with was always so toxic and negative. Not necessarily abusive, because half the time we weren't even really dating. I might have thought we were, but then looking back, I'm like, that man wasn't my man. He was just somebody I was talking to,
Situationships.
Right, situationships. But any man that I was attracting to me, he could have even been nice looking. Like, I still, pulled what I consider to be nice looking guys, whatever. But I even had this one guy to my face, right hand to God. If I'm lying, I'm dying. He told me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I only started talking to you so I could just know what it's like to date a fat chick. Like, and I realized that was the energy I was putting off, because I had an unhealthy relationship with food. I was undisciplined. I was lazy, not working out, whatever the things may be. So when you are a broken person, I think you just naturally attract other broken people or people that are able to manipulate or take advantage of your brokenness.
You got some more videos here?
I was gonna play that one about the girl said she like hood niggas. House shot.
Oh, no. Well, you played it already.
I played it.
Oh yeah, go
Which
ahead.
one?
Nah, go with the one with
if you got a video like that, you getting this stuff straight from World Star, ain't you?
Not Twitter.
Yeah. Nah, the one you gonna go play. Yeah, play that one with the hood dudes.
Yeah, that's all. Oh, you wanna play I play the black dude.
Oh, you can play that one.
Okay.
You can play that one. Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
Signs you're being low-key abused by the woman in your life. Number 1, she pinpricks you, disrespects you, and irritates you until finally you react. And when you snap or speak out with the slightest amount of aggression, she plays the victim. Oh my gosh, how could you treat me this way, you monster? Number 2, she uses silence as a way of punishing you. So I'm not talking about being silent for like a few minutes or even an hour. I'm talking about hours, even days of the silent treatment, ignoring what you're saying with reckless disregard for basic human respect or decency. Number 3, she uses withholding as a form of emotional abuse. Withholding is neglecting the emotional needs of the other person by never giving them compliments, never giving them affection, always refusing to have sex, or being unwilling or apathetic toward intimacy in the relationship. Number 4, she uses guilt trips to make you feel like everything is really your fault. And number 5, she engages in a smear campaign, constantly talking about you behind your back in a negative way to other people to make them think that you are under her and you're worse than her, and that, again, she's the victim. So how many out of the 5 apply to you? Let me know in the comments, and download my app for healing. Here's 5 signs you're being low-key.
So 5 signs you're being abused.
We talked about a lot of this from the man perspective, and a lot of the times, what we have yet to acknowledge on this podcast tonight is that, I know it's gonna sound uncomfortable, a lot of men's abusive nature is triggered by the woman. When we look at domestic violence situations, they had this statute. When you talk about the law, it was saying when we called out to a domestic violence dispute, usually somebody has to go to jail. And they did the numbers that 92% of the calls, the man had to go to jail or either went to jail.
Yeah.
Even though the woman started it, but the man went to jail.
Yeah. Did they change that down?
I think they did some revisions.
I think
but
both people go down.
Yeah, but now it's based upon the evidence provided. Because they reviewing footage on the scene. That's why a lot of guys you see recording now. Look, I got the video on site. They got to show that. If they don't have that, the burden of proof, they're gonna go to jail. Because the woman usually is gonna bruise easier.
So do you know that like these types of things, and I don't have a definitive answer for it, but I'm kind of curious with you both being men, does that not seem like a kind of thing where it's like, what is it? The whole with great power comes great responsibility. If you guys are, I've known the both of you for a while. I'm pretty sure you both would consider yourselves to be not in favor of feminist rhetoric, which would mean that you believe that men are more physically dominant than women and other things like that. And if you espouse that, and I do myself, but is that not kind of where it usually ends up? Like if we're all to believe that men are kind of naturally more empowered than women physically, then if a domestic dispute occurs where someone has been physically affected in some way, wouldn't it kind of just naturally go to, well, you're the man, you must have inflicted the most damage in this situation?
What you want to go say?
So basically, you're saying if the police are called and they take the man to jail, he's the one that's supposed to be more responsible than, like, not
even responsible. Like, of course, in an ideal world, yes, but I'm more so talking about specifically just the physical part of it. Like, if you both did something to each other and only the man goes to jail, does that kind of not coincide with this idea that men are the more?
I can't help that I'm stronger than her, and if she ain't here fight me, she done too.
I think she may be talking about mitigating.
No. She said if both of us hitting because I'm stronger, basically.
That means when she said that means she's saying, correct me if I'm wrong, don't hit me back because I'm stronger. That means, like, let's say a woman slapped me.
I'm not saying a woman should think that way.
But let's say she hit me.
The police, what they're expecting.
But let's say she slapped me. She hit me, punching me. I can take that versus me doing the same to her. She can't take it. Meaning I have the.
Fair, I will say that like it does just hit a little differently. No pun intended. Like if a woman, like if she's like, I feel like it's just levels. Like if you really piss me off, like let's say I catch you cheating on me. I'm laying in bed. You went to the bathroom. Your phone lights up, and it's some woman saying, "Dang, you ate the hell out this pussy last night." I'm gonna be like, "What?" So when you come back in the room, and I, you know what I'm saying, like nudge you real hard in your chest, like, what the, I feel like that shouldn't elicit a physical response from you. But that's just
so me. I don't see if you nudge me in the chest like that. Right?
I agree.
I'm just gonna be like, okay, baby, I'm sorry, we'll do bad one. But if you slap me, see, this is the idea. And I think most men have this idea, and women try to play this reverse psychology. And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. So I know the times have changed and things have gotten flipped. So we get to the point now where women are saying a man ain't supposed to argue with the woman. A man is supposed to argue with a woman. A man ain't supposed to argue with a woman. They keep saying that shit, right? But in actuality, a woman is not supposed to argue with a man because men are physically stronger than women. That's natural. So most people understand, and most smart people will say, well, if I got mad, I wouldn't go and slap a fucking bear because the bear gonna tell you a new asshole, right? Most people will say, hey, I'm mad, but I ain't gonna go in there and slap a lion because a lion gonna tell you a new asshole, right?
Yep.
Most men will say, I'm mad, but I ain't finna go over there and slap motherfucking 7 foot Dwight Howard.
Even men know not to play with certain men.
Right. So if that idea, and that's why I say we didn't let women flip a lot of things on its head when they tell us we're not supposed to argue with women. No, baby, you're not supposed to argue with me because I punch you in your shit. I can punch you in your shit and rearrange your whole face. Like, what are we talking about? So when we have these conversations, let's have a real conversation. We didn't let women talk about, oh yeah, men are whores. No, baby, you could be the whore. I'm the whore maker. We women are saying stupid shit like, I fucked the nigga, baby. No, I got the dick. I put it in you. You got fucked. You don't fuck me. I got hoe. No, baby, you don't have whores. You have. Let's be real. You have Johns. You have tricks. And you got you women are whores nowadays. So having real conversations nowadays is finito because we let women, and rightfully so, because women run households nowadays. A lot of women won't have children out of wedlock. So men are even repeating this rhetoric and thinking that, oh, you're a man, you're not supposed to argue with a woman. No, you need to put your bitch in place. No, you need to tell your daughter she's not supposed to argue with a man. You need to tell her she need to have the escalation tactics. And those are things that I think that women don't learn because they don't have daddies in the house. Not because you could think your dad in the house, you're supposed to rile up, whoop, whoop. No, you see your mama, hey, baby, you know, I messed this up. You know, I burnt the food a little bit. Don't kick my ass today. I'm going to go and redo it. Like, those are things
but
you
I will
see your mama
if
do.
I may, I will say, and it may be a little toxic to say.
Go ahead.
I don't think men should. I'm not gonna say they shouldn't argue. And it's not coming from a place of like stay in your place or something. It's more so to me sometimes it comes across as feminine,
sassy.
Like, when I think of women sitting around like I don't think of men doing that. Like if I think of men, if they're arguing, it's like you know what I'm saying. It's not catty. It's not. If I say something to you,
so let me ask you this: what is debate? Don't typically men do debate and stuff like that?
Yes, they do, but don't debates do debates ever come across as catty to you? They're more fact-based, they're logic-based.
You can't debate under emotional duress.
Exactly.
There's no debate. It's an argument at that point.
Me arguing with you as a woman, I'm gonna go where the only place I know how to go, which is emotional. Well, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, some sort of ad hominem kind of attack or whatever. But I feel like as a man, I'm sorry, like I do feel like you should be the better person in that situation to be like, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. I'm a man. I said what I said. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I don't need to argue with a woman.
Well, so I'm gonna say this. The reason that you get a lot of men arguing with women nowadays is because I can't kick your ass.
That's true.
That's real. That's real. That's the real reason. Like that's why women argue with men. That's why all the stuff that we're doing now, women arguing with men is something unheard of. Now, in
this area, you are right.
Women arguing with men is something that's we don't see movies back in the day. Let's go to 1950s and before when you was having movies. 1964, women weren't arguing with men like that.
They did get
and I'm not because I'm gonna tell you how you know this to be fact. You can't pull up any visuals of Jewish women arguing with Jewish men,
right?
Italian women arguing with Italian men, and African women arguing with African men. Saudi, Middle Eastern, Arabian, Indian, Chinese. The Middle Eastern ain't playing.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah. They say, and people shit on Dubai and all of this. They have like a 0.01% crime rate.
Oh, they're doing whatever.
There's no baby mamas.
They don't have none of that. And now, see, this is an interesting concept that Chris brings up with Dubai and places like that, because though the men are very dominant and the women don't even think about playing with them, they take such good care of those women.
Yes.
I saw a woman, she was like playing. In America, she would have been like a 6. And she got this Arab husband or whatever, you know, they be multimillionaires.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh yeah, I just exist. You know what I'm saying?
No stress.
I don't have any stress. I live a soft life or whatever. and she understands to have that. Yes, I need to respect my man. I don't get out of line, but he takes care of her so well. That's the difference, though, said, because our grandfathers, yes, they took care of home, a lot of them, but for some of them, they did not. And you can't be both. You can't be abusive and only and treat, you know,
So
it's gotta be.
I'm gonna say
Good.
this. What you just said, I just told Chris this on the podcast. The elder women used to say this about to women, young girls. A woman is to be seen
And not
Yeah,
heard.
not heard. And that was a promise. That's why I said when you talk about the arguing and stuff and that, nowadays you get that because now you want to go low, I'm gonna go low. I know how to, and the thing about it is I know I can go lower now as a man because I got social media. I can look at this, I can look at that. So we arguing and stuff, but let's be real. When we talk about like words and stuff like that, it might you could say
I'm,
it.
I'm gonna tell you how you know it's bullshit from a lot of our women. I look at travel patterns and behaviors.
Okay.
I see women going to Tulum,
Yeah.
Caribbean, in that area. I don't see women ever going to that Middle East or Eastern Europe.
And when they do, they get arrested.
Yeah.
And when they do, they get arrested. I'm traveling here. What you traveling for? I know why you traveling, but I don't never see an influx of women going to that Middle East, certain parts of Africa, et cetera, because there's a certain privilege that's relinquished. Meaning you can't do.
Can I dispel something though?
Yeah.
And say you don't have. Okay, so you don't have to put it big on me, but I need to dispel this. Women do not always go, like when it comes to trips or traveling or whatever, to go be hoes and stuff. Like y'all, one thing a man will never understand about a woman is our incessant need to flex on other women. Like that's what I was trying to explain to y'all about the white women thing. The reason why any black woman would ever care about a black man being a white woman is because every time you do that, you confirm to a white woman that we are lesser than them. You have chosen her over us. There is nothing worse to a woman than that. So we like to get the fly bikinis and the fly outfits and stuff. We really do it for other women. I know that sounds cheesy, but I'm so serious. If it's a woman that done said something to me out the way on social media, I can't wait till I get fly for my birthday. Couldn't wait to get fly for my birthday and post my little snaps or whatever. So yes, you little peons, you little women that think you hitting on something, now I'm gonna show you. You know what I'm saying? That's really why we do a lot
Speaking
of
the
stuff.
truth.
So I'm gonna say this about the white women.
Yeah.
Well, I think most of the time, most of them, I'm gonna speak for most of men that I know that interracially date. Most of them don't date white women because they feel like black women are less. I'm just going from what I found out. They just like white women. It's just what they're attracted to.
So it's
just
like an aesthetic thing.
This is what they like. That's what they're attracted to. It's not necessarily, oh, I don't like a black woman because she did. And they use these little spin-off cases of a black man talking shit about, a black woman, and that's why I'm with a white woman and this wood. But for the most part, they just attracted to white women. Just like I like women with fat asses. I don't know, something appealing.
Why you like women with fat asses?
It's like women with fat ass. I like the slap on that motherfucker. I like the way it I like that motherfucking wave. You know what I'm saying?
Now, you got to cut you off because again, I want to tie back to this abuser stuff.
Yeah.
I believe the abusers have a certain cachet about them that a non-abuser may not have, whether it's a sexual prowess, a knowledge base, money, resource, and a chemical makeup, which a lot of times people do not take into consideration the biochemistry between a man and a woman.
What do you mean when you say chemical makeup?
Like
they're retarded.
If you take a look at a dominant man,
is not about
if you take a look at most dominant men,
yeah,
their testosterone levels are very high. Testosterone coincides with aggression. A lot of men with high testosterone levels may not know how to channel that aggression, so it may translate to abuse. Because I'm used to dominating. Just because you come in here thinking you to find the shit I done had don't mean that's gonna change my genetic makeup.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna still be aggressive to a degree. We seen Ray Rice.
Yeah.
It's a fucking NFL running back punching a 146-pound woman in the elevator, and this motherfucker dropped like motherfucking raindrops from a motherfucking cloud.
Yeah, she
dropped like God. I said, damn.
But you know what, too, though, not to cut you off, but that NFL stuff. Because, they be having CTE and stuff.
You see most of this, and you don't see this on NBA. You see NFL. That's the most impact contact sport, which means I need more
brain been rattling
testosterone to
around.
play this sport than basketball. It's more contact. It's more physicality. You don't
Oh,
see
so
this
you
with
think
baseball.
It's more so so you don't think it's more so the hitting. So I was getting at the fact that maybe people like Ray Rice or these other men, that they've been hit so much that their brains are kind of rattled around. It's like whatever part of you, I think it's maybe the hypothalamus, whatever part of you that controls impulses and stuff, that part kind of might be damaged.
No, I don't even think that. I think going into the sport, the mindsets are different. You take what's his name? Bo Scarborough, who played for Bama. This nigga like 6'5", 260. Brandon Jacobs played for the Giants, 6'4", 267.
Good Lord.
This nigga's a beast. You ain't going in this sport with the same mindset this point guard coming out of Kentucky.
Oh,
Or
no.
just chemical makeup, period.
So the understanding of what I'm getting into, I've already assessed the need to even bench press 400.
Yeah.
Why I'm telling this motherfucker, hey, put two more plates on here. I want it. I'm about to bench press 660. I'm 5'8", 230.
Yeah.
I'm finna squat 630.
Not gonna lie, now that you mention it,
The
you really
mindset
think
to
about-
want to do that lets me know I need to do this because where I'm finna go.
You think about how much testosterone must really be coursing through the veins of like an NFL player at any given
Well,
time.
you got to think about this too.
Ray Lewis.
They always talk about like for just black men in general. They say black men already have more testosterone.
We
already.
pre-programmed with this. So think about
yeah.
the athletics and the physicality
Yeah.
where you see these guys who are muscle bound versus an NFL player who finger rolls
Said,
and do
"Clip
bullshit.
this."
You see what I'm saying? I'm finger rolling from the free throw line, but I got another nigga, Shaq, coming through dunking, but I'd rather finger roll. I'm in the same height.
Yeah.
Do y'all know I just had a revelation? It must be the blonde hair today. I promise to God, something about what he just said. No, when you said testicular something, my brain just correlated testosterone with
testicles.
testicular and I have never
That's where your testosterone come
ever
from.
thought that ever. Like ever.
If you watch, if any women watching this, if you watch any fitness gurus or if you're in any men fitness training, the number one thing they're gonna tell you to focus on is legs. And men said talk about working. I said, hey, hit them legs.
Yeah, that's like the biggest muscle. To your
Any
legs
man
and
I tell
glutes.
that's hitting 35 plus 40, hit them goddamn legs because your testosterone come from your nuts.
Yep.
It come from
And
squatting.
you got to get your blood go
You gotta
past it.
you gotta get that blood waist below. You see, dude with the noodle legs and shit.
Yeah.
They can't pick you up and take you over that motherfucking threshold. They
No,
put
you
the
gonna get
buckle.
the strength from
If
your
storm
legs
come
and
through,
shit.
they gotta carry you. They can't carry you because they ain't got the wheels. You are on your legs. You could use your legs way more than any other part of your body.
Yeah.
You're gonna use your legs. So your testosterone come from your testicles.
God, that is so crazy. I have never thought of that.
Use them. You better get your ass on that squat machine. You
And I
gotta be
guess that kind of
squatting.
goes to, of course, the original thing is another reason why abusers are never single is because if you think about what causes a person to be abusive, specifically a man, if you're talking about extra testosterone, think about what type of man that probably is, some sort of athlete or fighter. And those types of men are attractive to
And
women.
guess what he has? An abundance of testosterone. You don't see a lot of weak men because people is like, oh, you weak because he ain't weak. You ain't gonna, this dude 6'4" whooping a chick that's 5'8", 130 ass. You ain't finna go in there and fight him. He's 6'4", 240. Go tell him he weak to his face.
Yeah, go say
He gonna beat the fuck out you.
Right. It's the thing.
He
is,
weak mentally, but physically, he gonna kick your ass.
Right. See, the thing
So,
is,
yeah.
it probably, and that's what we see when we see a lot of domestic violence with football players. It's typically on the off season.
Off season. I ain't
Like,
got no. Where am I putting my?
I ain't got shit to do.
I ain't got shit to do.
Training
Training camp don't start for another 2 months.
like that dude that beat that white girl in that room.
We wanted to play that.
That was
but
off season.
We was gonna get flagged.
Yeah.
We've seen a number of videos of these muscle bound guys. Remember the video I sent you with the Brazilian? I said,
Oh,
look
the
at the
elevator?
video. He punched this woman
yeah.
56 times in the face. This dude
Right.
is clearly 212, at minimum 212. This woman is about 130. He punched her at minimum 51 times in the face.
Like when they say rearrange, like literally, like her face don't even look.
He
the same.
literally punched this woman about 52 times.
And see, that's my thing is you in the house with this man, right? You in the house with this man.
Yeah.
Why the fuck as a
they
woman?
can't leave.
No. That's not where I'm going. That's not where I'm going.
You bucking
But
against
why, as a woman, would you want to start arguing with somebody that look like that?
Why?
as men, we smart enough to say, hey, if I argue, I got to shoot this nigga. I'm just saying, why?
Well, you know, that kind of reminds me of a video I watched on the way up here. It was a video. Anton Daniels responded to the video, so I don't know what the original one, where it is, but it was this white lady saying, "We're done with this white guilt stuff. We're done with the whole." And I know Chris, like from what I hear, like whenever I watch videos, I know this is maybe something we might have a little pushback away because I'm not big into the whole racism stuff, and the reason being is because Anger Man said a really good point. He said, "When y'all," he said the N word, you know, when y'all don't have racism to lean on anymore, what excuse will you have? If let's say all the racism was wiped clean from the world today, and you finally reached that zenith, that mountaintop, what excuse would you have for lack of showing up? But to the lady's point, it's this kind of thing where she's like, I'm not apologizing I'm not going to be a white apologist anymore. I know I'm not a racist. I'm not going to let people sit up here and keep calling me a racist. And I'm not going to teach that to my kids. So said, what was, because I kind of lost my train of thought. What was the point that you had just made or that you were making? You remember, what was you just saying before?
You said about the men with the big guys. That's always.
Like, why would you go in there and argue with them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, why would you go and argue? I'm so weak. But more so just like those women, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know where I was going with that correlation, but to your point about why the women, why would they argue with somebody? I think, oh yes, it's because the men are they're tired of being told that they're supposed to just, oh, it's a woman, you're not supposed to have this sort of reaction or whatever. The same way with white people, they're like, oh, it's a black person, you can't critique stuff that black people are doing, even though you see every time more than 50 black people get together, it's going to be a melee. Yeah. Like literally every single time, someone's going to get to fighting, someone's going to get to shooting, and so there. I think that's kind of what that goes to. That the men are just tired of being told that they have to placate to
women.
To women.
So I think what the issue that you have now, and this is a thing now. We always do these pendulum swings where somebody feels disenfranchised or, mistreated to where they keep pushing. And ultimately the pendulum has to come back and swing back. And now the women have pushed so long for the last 60 years and got to a point now where men are just like, you know what? Fuck this. We're going to start saying the stuff we say. Y'all trying to, like I said, you want to counsel your people like Andrew Tate. And then y'all say, oh, so many boys resonate with this. Yeah, because y'all done told boys that they can't do certain things to little girls. We got to watch out. Now this is like, who's taking up for the young men, for the boys? So there's a lot of people that want to feel hurt or want to be hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Umar's taking up for the boys. He's in his boys' school.
Ah, man, shut the hell up.
You know what's crazy? When he first started this school stuff, because I actually went to see him in 2015. I will never forget. I went to go see him. I took a picture with him, bought his book, and I was really excited about his vision and everything. Had no idea that 10 years later we'd be in this situation. Yeah. It wasn't supposed to be an all boys school then. It was supposed to be, I remember specifically, he said, our young sisters will get taught how to take care of their natural hair, and they'll taught how to cook and this kind of thing. So now it's supposed to be like an all boys thing, which I don't mind. If he ever gets to school going and it's an all boys school, fine. Because I do think that if we get the boys right, they'll become men and they'll do the right things. And of course, I do believe that men lead the society. But I think it's just funny how he's segued into now it's an all boys thing or whatever, and it wasn't always that way.
And what
you think we're gonna get a school?
What I talked about outrage? No, Monday. We talked about that Monday.
About when you
I went in 14. He was here at the Harambe room.
14.
I got pictures.
My God.
I actually saw him twice. He came here 14 and 15. Did you go see him at the restaurant?
I lived in Louisville at the time.
Oh, you was in okay. So yeah, he came. I saw him at the Harambe room 14. But despite that, when you take a look into why we have men that can do this, meaning I can sell you something and keep your loyalty. He knows he has all these supporters from not producing something. I know what makes you tick.
Yes.
The same, and what we're talking about is that we're talking about love, hate, that line. Where you got some people now on the line where they say they used to love Dr. Umar, but now they hate him because he lied, he's played, he stole the money, whatever. They donated, but it didn't produce the fruit that they thought.
But that energy shifted though, Chris. That's what I was saying before.
Yeah.
That love that they had for him, that energy had to go somewhere. They loved him because they had some sort of vision. They shared his vision. They thought he was really going to be doing this and that and the third. And when he didn't produce, that energy has to go somewhere. And now it turns into hate. At best, it turns to indifference. But a lot of times it turns into hate because it's like, hold on, I invested so much emotional, you know what I'm saying? I believed in you when you would speak at the rallies or the little gatherings and stuff. Like I ate up your words. Like I listened to what you said about the war, the prison, what they call the preschool to prison pipeline, and all of that. Like I was with all of that. That has to go somewhere. And a lot of times, unfortunately, ends up going to where it's
and so we're gonna wrap up in a minute.
Yeah, we can wrap up.
So you got another video?
I said I could do that one with the girl shooting up get her baby shot over.
You want to
you had said.
You want to see it?
Yeah, it's right.
Okay, I'll
and
look.
then I give my response to Jazz.
Let's see.
We feel these videos show so much that we can't say.
Right, a visual representation.
Yeah, visual representation.
Yeah, ready? Here we go.
I'm done. I'm fucking done. They trying to kill my fucking kids, bro. Like, I'm done. Look at my fucking kids' window. Again. That's the first fucking bullet hole. Here's the second one. Here's the fucking third. Here's the fourth. Bullet fucking fragments in my wall. Like, bruh. Gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, gotta be.
Dylan said they gotta be aiming for us on purpose. You found it?
Look.
That's the bullet?
It's a piece of it. And this is also my window.
One more.
Alright, we got 4 or 5 and go where this one is. And that's the one that's over there.
This is my window.
This is it. You know what? I heard. Oh, you were still gonna respond to what I said earlier.
So yeah, what I was saying is that you got the Dr. Umar's on a minor schedule, meaning I may not be promising you a school, but I may be promising you some type of thing that I know you're like, that I know you like, or that I know you're interested in, whether that may be a lifestyle, a sexual experience, decadence from a material aspect. But it's something that I can promise you, and I can kind of work toward that. May not show fruits of it, but you will still fuck with me. In the midst of going from here to getting that, all this abuse, argument, toxicity in there, you will still stay.
Well, men like what they see, women like what they hear. It's always been like that. You can tell a woman sweet nothings. Oh, baby, you know, I'm a this and this and this. Oh, you know, I'm gonna take you out of this. I'm gonna give you this and that. We love that.
So is it the dream or the fantasy that he's gonna give me this thing one day, but even though the fruit or the journey doesn't translate to
matching,
that, it's not matching up. So I still stay here.
Well, you gotta think too, as women, because it's an odd kind of thing. Like I think men are always so critical of women, especially black men these days are so critical of black women, saying y'all don't never stay with a man. Y'all always leave a nigga when he down. But then when we stay with you, when you effed up, then we get ridiculed for that too. So it can't be both.
Let me ask you, hold on. So let me ask you this question. That's just a real question, Jazz. How many, just name them off. How many women, I ask this question. How many women do you know that have actually helped a man build himself up and he left? And I'm going to ask this question. Use celebrities because we don't know the people that you know. So let's use a celebrity woman that you say, oh, she helped him build himself up and he left. What can you name any?
That's a great question.
I can't name any, but I think that that's also because if a man is a celebrity, then he would have obviously put in the work to get to that place that he was at.
Well, the reason
Like somebody like Kanye West, like
What
he
about
didn't
Oprah
need
Winfrey?
I was just about to
him.
say, like, so what about Oprah? Like, what if Oprah helped Stedman out?
He not a big dog.
I think he was just a front. You know what they say that she been carpet munching with Gail.
You think
I
she
think
like?
he
You
was- I
think
think
she
he was
like
just a
her?
front.
She think Oprah.
So Oprah got a beard.
But that's a good question because you don't see women propping and you like
And then-
you think a woman's supposed to be a helpmate.
And this is what I'm saying. You could have named a celebrity, and the reason I said that. So let's say you know a celebrity that's married, right? They could have been a married celebrity couple, and he could have been like, "My wife helped me be this celebrity that I am today."
I always hear men say that. Actually, a lot of the most successful men, I always hear them say that. Denzel Washington,
Mhm.
even though I have my qualms with him, Barack
He-
Obama,
he-
they
but
always give their wife a lot
they
of
give
credit.
them credit, but they don't say they built them.
No, they wouldn't use that verbiage because that's kind of weird to say.
Yeah.
Because they was already who they were going to be.
Yeah, you're gonna be if you're a man and if it's in you, it's in you.
Mhm.
But I do sincerely believe that men need women and women need men. I think.
See, I'm
we
not
need
arguing
each
that. I'm
other.
just saying the idea, and because the talking point is always, I helped that nigga build himself, and he just left me and gave it to another woman. Like, don't nobody do that, y'all.
So
Like,
I dated a guy. I wouldn't say I built him up necessarily, but he had a really weird family dynamic.
Mhm.
He was adopted, and his adoptive mother that was married to his adoptive father cheated on him, and he witnessed it, and he told his dad when he was a small child, and his dad left his mom, as a result of him telling on her, and she beat him for it, and it was a whole big thing, and he had so much trauma. And he even said it one time. He was like, "You are the reason why I sought therapy. You always told me that I really should see a professional about this, and I did it, and I actually ended up having a sit down with my adoptive mom and just kind of clearing that air, and whatever resolution I could reach, I did reach it." I don't know if that happens very often, and that's not me obviously building him, whatever success he has in life, but I think he would say that that was a substantial part of his life, that he was able to kind of have some peace with that, and he said that I urged him to do that.
And I'm gonna say it on this. I have yet to see a woman really build a guy who wasn't already there. And you get the guys, my wife, she supported me, but
and then when you become the president of the United States, when you think that you
That's
like
Michelle Obama
you
stuff
think
is disgusting.
you think Michelle hold it down, she held the kids, and you got to work and go to work out and all that. She goes on the podcast and Dima.
I'm talking about just blast you.
Right.
Black women, let me tell you something. Don't make it big. Don't make it big. Black women, let me tell you this seriously. Y'all do not make it better for yourselves. And yes, me being in a significant, like my relationship and me being with a good man, and that is a flex to me. I'm sorry. And the reason why a lot of us will not experience that or have not is because y'all don't live in reality. Like, think about how pathetic it is that the first Black first lady is the only first lady in all of history that has thought that she needed to do a freaking podcast after her husband's presidency, airing out their dirty laundry. Yeah, it's it's not deep stuff she's saying, but the idiosyncrasies of it. I remember one episode she did where she talked about how the daughters, how much they did not want to be around their dad. Why would you say
they rebelling in real time
in a public forum? Like, why would you embarrass this man like this?
One of them, Malia, she's trying to change her last name.
I've heard that.
Because of if my last name Jordan,
stop being the girl.
If
like,
my last name, what you mean I'm
are.
changing my last name from Jordan?
Right.
To what?
Right.
What you mean I'm changing my last name from Rockefeller, Carnegie? Why did I do that?
Yeah,
But I want to say this, and I know we're about to wrap up. One thing I want to say about that girl you just showed, and I want y'all's opinion on this. It can be quick, but I watched a video some years ago that was talking about how one reason why our women seem so enamored by the proverbial hood nigga is because in our community, that's our warrior class. That is our class of men that, be it right or wrong, or whether they should be doing it, those are our guys that get into the action. Those are the guys that you know, they're shooting it out or whatever else. And as convoluted and crazy as that is, maybe there's a carnal part of those women that's attracted to men that do that.
Can I address that? I
Yeah.
want to address that, and I have the exact answer in response to that. If you ask a lot of black women, the majority of black women, they wouldn't identify a white male as their enemy. It'll be other black males. So I need another dominant black male to combat the other black males who trying to holler at me at the gas station, who trying to holler at me in the club. You see all these videos where women get stabbed, shot, etc. Fought. It's a black male assailant. So it's not that I'm trying to use, identify how did I get here? Why do I look at my men and community as such? Is it the white man? No, it's these niggas that's trying to holler at me. So I need to get a big nigga to combat the little niggas.
But they be little. But that gun is that equalizer.
The gun is the equalizer.
Because they all be scrawny.
But the mindset is of the black woman is that this white man cannot be my enemy. When we know this your number one enemy.
I think my personal belief, I think the reason that they talk to them niggas is because I'm gonna say what I say, they retarded. And the reason I believe that is because they're easily to manipulate. And the girl said this, and this is I think this holds true. She said the whole time you think you got a hood nigga, come to find out
he just retarded.
He just autistic
or something like that.
She said he's autistic. And I think that women, those type of women, prey on those type of guys because you'll be like, well, why don't you get a different type of dude? You still live in the same type of lifestyle, but he get killed or he go to prison, they get the same type of dude. And then you start understanding like they get to manipulate these men. They get
I'll never say who said this. So if you see this video, I didn't call you by name. So if you tell on yourself, then you tell on yourself. But it is that girl that I know that literally told me this. She said, I can't be with a good man because he's going to require me to do stuff and be better.
Yeah.
And there are so many women that really espouse that.
See, that's why we get the narcissistic talk so much. Even in other races, they want the low quality men because it does require you to be a better woman. That's why they have so many women have the same stories. But then when you ask a woman like, why don't you like that man that's making you, be a better mother, question you and question the things that you do, give you pushback. They don't want that. They want somebody that let them run free and be out all night and at the clubs and ain't saying that. And that's why we got so many of this cougar ideology now to where so many they want a young nigga and stuff like that because so many of these women know they can manipulate these young boys and stuff like that because these young boys are longer for mother figures. They don't have real mothers. Like I tell you, I go to Walmart and see this woman with 5 or 6 kids cussing these children out. That ain't a real mama.
Right.
That ain't a real mama. So when you have this yearning and longing for just love and affection of your mother that you never got because you are required to be the man of the house, and then you get this older woman and she like we say, people been around the block long enough to know who is vulnerable. If you 50-something talking to a 33-year-old man, you know this man vulnerable. There's no reason for you to be with him. He can't pay. Because I'm gonna be honest, most men in their 30s still trying to get their shit together.
I said this for the longest. I said, if you dig one grave, dig two.
Yeah.
Quit thinking you smarter than the motherfucker you laying down with. And I mostly see women in. I told you I've been studying it for the last 130 days now.
Yeah.
Why specifically that amount?
Because I said, let me just look at this. And when I get into information, I dive into it. I absorb in it. And I've been watching crime reports of in Texas specifically, 1 in 3 murder victims are black women of male violence. And it's usually domestic intimate partner homicide, intimate partner violence. And what I've known and what I've listened to is that these women get a man that love you more than you love him. Translate, get a dumb nigga that's gonna do what you want to do because you got the pussy. Get you a dumb nigga that you can fuck the sleeves off and he gonna do what you say.
See,
and it translate into your ass taking a dirt nap. And before you think you're gonna play on them.
And before you go, Jay, let me say this. Intimate partner homicide is on a 20% rise since 2020.
And it may be up higher than that.
People broke, and like I said, if you broke, what T Grizzly said, being broke did something to my spirit. Like, and that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Lacking means, and think about the hood, the proverbial hood. If most of the people in the hood are poor, and you have this sort of sense of desolation, like you don't have like hope for your, like that can really evoke negative emotions in you. I don't excuse the violence at all. I'm sorry, I don't excuse none of that stuff, because I know that there was a time where Black people were just as poor and not violent. So something is different. If I had to blame anything, it would probably be hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Because even like with NWA, I think that's the reason why Ice Cube has dedicated his life to being such this family man. And he does
correcting.
He's correct. He's trouble. I think he's tormented.
You know, a lot of, you know who else did it? T.I.
Yeah.
Master P.
Yes.
Who else you got? P did it to a degree.
They knew the effect that they had. Like we didn't have the, when in America, we didn't have like white Americans get people like JFK to look up to, and Roosevelt and Ronald Reagan, people like that. We didn't have that. Only people we could look up to were these rappers and celebrities and stuff.
Yeah. And the only man closest that we could try to look like that was Barack, but you know, he all pushing all the gay shit.
And he's clearly gay.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, like he wrote letters about, you know, the old college girlfriend saying, look, he wrote me this letter where he's talking about how he fantasized with sleeping with men, this kind of thing. He's clearly gay, which would explain why he was allowed the position. Because let's be honest, if he wasn't the guy they wanted, they would have never. It's a reason why somebody like, what's the guy, Byron Donalds? Is that his name? The one,
astrology.
No, Byron. Is it
Byron Allen?
No. It might not even be Byron. He's the, I could have sworn it's Byron though. He's dark skinned. He's in politics.
Oh, Byron Scott.
Okay, him.
Somebody from Florida.
Yeah, it's a reason why he's not president and why he wasn't our first Black president. I think he might have a white wife, but he seemed like a real Black man. His inflection, the way he talks, like kind of his mannerisms, like he seemed like this. You know what I'm saying? And
he's
I don't
foundational.
You know what I'm saying? He's
Barack ain't foundational.
You know,
yeah. He's not from here. You're
and
right.
that matters.
It does.
So, you know, I think with the ladies, you know, y'all have got to stop this.
Byron Donald.
That's what I was thinking. It was Donald's. Okay. Or Donald. Y'all can't keep being with these, as Chris said, the YNs. Y'all got to stop this because y'all be having
no, y'all give me the wrong. Y'all no, y'all give me the wrong message. This is the right message. Y'all need to increase dealing with the young niggas so we can get y'all out the way, the young niggas out the way, and we need to increase abortion. I know I'm not supposed to be a fan of it, and I don't agree, but it was made for genocide. But I'm telling you, y'all not producing anything quality. Go on, get y'all young nigga. Go on, get you a young nigga today, so you can get your 2 bullets tomorrow, and then we can, you know.
I ain't gonna lie, Chris, for real, you wouldn't want to wave a magic wand and remove all the N words from Black culture, because there's a difference between being a Black person and an N word.
I say that all the time. I would definitely want to, because I said that when we did the podcast first, I said you can repair things that are damaged. You can't repair things that are broken. You have to disregard them. Unfortunately, that is a truth that we don't want to acknowledge. We think everybody can be saved and no child left behind. This is broken. Get rid of it. You got to get rid of it. But
get your young nigga today, so you can get your 2 bullets tomorrow.
Take us out, Sid. What we gonna go out on?
What we gonna do Monday? We need to be talking about all this.
I'm off work Monday, so I can come Monday if I'm allowed.
I thought what we had on the docket for Monday.
We need to be talking about all this flooding and weirdo stuff going on.
Oh,
New York. And
we need to talk about why Chris don't want to believe that Black people are our own biggest enemy.
I do agree to a degree, but I always look at the genesis of that. You got to understand the root of the problem before you can solve it.
You talking about the root where our own African brothers sold us to white folks?
Chris don't believe we came from it. He believed we was
already here.
Oh, but even for those Black people because we know some came, even if it's not all of us, we know some came.
Yes, some. I would say 25 to 75% of here.
So for those that came, they were literally sold.
Yeah.
So when we hear the term sellout, they were sold to white people by African leaders, African tribe leaders.
Yeah, I would agree to that. However, the problem at hand, that where it really starts, is integration and understanding. The number one thing that people in organisms from the animal kingdom, I don't know who my enemies is. Let me look at the food chain. I got Go to Africa. Everything started in Africa. I look at Africa. I got hippopotamus, rhinoceros, a lion. I've been studying, and I always say that when we talk about when we have podcasts, I've been watching National Geographic since I was a little boy, I've understood power and power dynamics. I seen 4 big lions, 450 pounds or 500 lions, laying in the middle of the road where it's saying 2 rhinos come through, 3,000 a piece. They gonna get the fuck back. Yep. Ain't gonna be no motherfucking growling. They know them rhinos come through with them 2-foot long horns. That's gonna do you bad. Hey, they know to get the fuck on. They know to get the fuck. Leopards are one of the most efficient hunters out of the cat family, if not the most efficient. That's why they don't run in packs. They can swim like a fish. They can run up a tree the same rate.
Leopards are so majestic and
the
beautiful.
Same way a tiger can run on the ground, a leopard can run up a tree that same speed.
And carry a gazelle with
and with a 90-pound gazelle. So understanding that we have enemies, that's the number one thing. You got enemies, it's black people, which are, you got your small hats and your white folks. You need to understand that. So when you understand the propaganda, I look at rap music.
Is it possible that we just were a little bit more susceptible to dominance than other groups of people? That it didn't necessarily have to be us, but just something about us made us a little more susceptible to being.
To a degree, but what I say is 1804, Toussaint Louverture. How these Haitians was able to goddamn whoop these French and white folks' ass with no weaponry? No weaponry. They made their weapons. They used the terrain as their weapon. We look at Vietnam. We went over to Vietnam, got our ass kicked, even though we was 10 times more advanced than these Vietnamese.
Well, that kind of go back against your point. If you could think about the land and stuff like that, that's why I say when coming over here, that's why black people are more susceptible to be manipulated the way we are, because we're not indigenous to this land, even though you believe.
Well, no. All that is in preparation. Because if you look at the Vietnamese, they made traps. If you say you declare war on Vietnam July 1st, we ain't making traps June 30th. I already knew what you was doing. So I planned this before you got here, meaning I understood what you was gonna do.
Did you see that Nick Fuentes with Candace Owens?
I seen clips. What about it?
You seen the clip where he was talking about people in sub-Saharan Africa, how they didn't have 2-story houses or buildings at all when the European settlers came and this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna lie, though I don't usually get into the race baiting stuff, I was pretty disgusted with that. I know who Nick Fuentes is. I know that's his thing, but I don't usually hear such overt racism out
him.
loud.
That's why I like him.
I used to, but because he had the opportunity, you said this on my post, I remember he had the opportunity to say it's not inherent. He had the opportunity to say it's the result of, like you mentioned, the integration, the blah 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 blah. He said that black people are inherently, down to our DNA, inferior mentally. What we are able to produce, he said that there is a genetic element that people don't want to address, and the three of us know that that's completely insane.
He was speaking about black Americans. He wasn't speaking about overall indigenous.
Yes, he was talking about Africans.
Africans.
Yes. Well, he would be wrong, because
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so I wouldn't take that, and I'll take that as a grain of salt because he's trying to clickbait. When you look at what we've built over years, we got 100,000 year head start between us.
He said we're not allowed to accept Egypt. He said we're not allowed to take the credit.
That's bullshit. Egypt is in Africa,
and that's what they always try to take Egypt out of Africa.
No, you can't do that. Egypt is in Africa. Ethiopia is right on the cusp of Israel and Egypt. Ethiopia is a cradle of civilization, and we've had all type of technology and advanced civilization to where there was no violence. When you don't have a level of violence, that means the intellectual properties are high, very high.
What you always talk about, retarded people be the most violent.
Yeah, when you don't have violence in these areas where I can get 5,000-pound limestone granite, just a slab of this costs 2,000 pounds.
My brother,
and I'm building this shit up 100 feet high, 300 feet high. One stone.
Human beings build that though. Like, let's be. I'm not even trying to be like that. And it's not even so much like an aliens kind of thing, but seriously, like it's some sort of. Have you heard of alchemy?
Yeah.
I think that they tapped into, because I don't know how human beings with just the strength of men lifting these, like you mentioned, 1,000, 5,000 pound slabs to build these structures.
Chemistry. Egypt was called Kemet. It ain't a coincidence.
Yeah.
Chemistry and Kemet sounds a lot alike.
That's an alchemy.
Kemet and chemistry sounds a lot alike. Egypt was called Kemet before it was called Egypt. So Kemet translates to the land of blackness. Meaning when Jesus went to Israel, they couldn't tell he was, man, you black. You look like us. We black. So the white folks use that. Again, you look at all the monuments in Egypt. Shot the nose off. Shot phenotype.
I was gonna make a post about this.
You see what I'm saying? We shot the nose off to say, hey, you ain't, hell no. Olmec in Mexico.
Black Michael Jackson.
Olmec in Mexico, big nose. And what you know what the big nose stands for?
What?
The bigger the nose, the more oxygen I'm able to absorb to go to the brain.
Typically, that means you're
that means more oxygen to my muscles, because oxygen is the key to life. So yeah, I don't want to go in long-winded because I get into that. But when Nick Fuentes, when him and other people, I'm not opposed to a white supremacist as long as you're transparent.
Yeah, I was about to say you gotta just stand on it.
It's just like, because we have, that's why I say we don't understand enemies. The hyena and the lion family know from birth we're enemies. The hyenas and the lions know ain't no motherfucking, we not gonna be eating on the motherfucking buffalo together. At no point, no instance, we're gonna be eating on the same carcass together.
That's facts.
We don't understand this. Us and white folks.
That's why that inclusion shit was kind of crazy from
us and white folks ain't gonna never eat on something.
How they were treating us. Like, it would be one thing if we were having these movements now where black people and white people, for the most part, coincide just fine. But during that time, it's like, why would you want to? And again, I'm sorry, Jason Black. I don't always agree with Jason, but one thing I agree with Jason. I think a lot of it had to do with that white sexual access on the part of the men. I don't know if it was a conquest thing. Instead, I think you've talked about this before. This idea that the men were they felt like, okay, they're like, you know what I'm saying? You doing this stuff to me, but I can fuck your bitch. You know what I'm saying? This kind of thing. And I feel like y'all were willing to put us lambs to the slaughter just so you could have a measuring contest with the white man. It's like, okay, well, you might have did this, and this to me. But
I disagree. I ain't gonna stop you right. I'm gonna disagree. Because even when you go even around that Martin Luther King time, most white and black people disagreed with integration. That was governmental.
Interracial relationship.
Yeah, all that, most of that was governmental. Even when they're releasing all the shit talking about Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was a plan, and them folks told him, hey, go in there, talk that integration, talking all this shit. Most motherfuckers kind of understand white people and black people don't need to.
And they say he didn't even write that speech.
Yeah. So when we talk,
that's why people didn't want those files to be released. But I already knew. I've been hip. Like, I've been hip to the whole MLK.
Because it just like I said, it just don't make sense. And the idea of you getting killed, fucking something because they used to kill you over is stupid too. Because I don't think most men like, oh, I want to get some white pussy because of this. It's like, if you're looking at your woman compared to her, I think most black men still think black women are the most beautiful women to us. I believe most black men think that. Just in conversation, the thing you get now is because we have integration, and like I tell people, when I get on Twitter or X, the amount of interracial sex I'm seeing is crazy. Like, I'm talking about crazy. And then I listen to porn stars talk about how even when a white man has sex with a black woman, that's not considered interracial. But it's considered.
Wait, I'm sorry. If what now?
If a white man has sex with a black woman, it's not considered interracial in porn world.
It's only considered when it's a black man,
and white woman, and they pay the white woman more for sleeping with the black man.
And the white man after that don't want the white woman no more. Right? They know they can't come behind.
Well, see, a lot of black men need to know, and please, anybody that I know, I'm just telling you what I know to be true. If you are a black man and you are either dating or married to a white woman, 9 times out of 10, you are getting their rejects. You are getting the women that they do not want. And the women said that is not a debate, bro. I promise you that is true. And the thing is, you got to think about what white men want. White men don't always want the same thing that black men want, period. So it's not necessarily a flex necessarily, but it's more so like, black men, for instance, think about it. Most times you see a fat white woman, if she got a boyfriend, you know he black. You know it. You know she not dating no white dude unless you're a freaking crackhead.
Yeah.
You know she don't have no white boyfriend.
You'd have been
It's
in Walmart.
only black men that will do that stuff. White men are not putting up with that. They're not putting up with.
I disagree because I've been seeing a lot of white men with fat white women lately. So
We're not talking about the lower class. We're talking about the upper echelon.
Okay, so let's level set this conversation because this is a good one. So we level set the conversation. So when we had this conversation, we talking about in general, right? And in general, even when you look at obesity, white bitches are kind of up there too now.
In America,
yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
But when the men who choose, when they become obese, their men do not choose them. White men in large do not date unless they're fat.
You know what? You know what I'm saying? Why I disagree that because we have a term called cuckolding. You know what that is?
Yeah.
So that's a white man's term, right? That's a term that most typically white men do. And the reason I use that because even when we talk about like swag,
for some reason YouTube hates that word.
Okay, well, yeah, but for some reason we have white men who have said, they don't have swag, they don't know how to talk to women, they're incels, and all these are terms for mostly white men that can't get vagina. So when you have this influx of white men doing this, I don't think you have the rejects. And the reason I say that, even like Joe Rogan has been considered to be a racist at one point in time, right? He came out, when we first started the podcast, they called him the N-word and stuff like that. But y'all know who he married to now? So his wife used to be married to a black man. He got biracial. She got a biracial. I didn't know that. Yeah, biracial daughter.
I didn't know he had a wife at all.
Yeah, biracial daughter. And he married somebody. So the idea today it's the rejects. Nobody wants them. I disagree because I personally think, and I think most white men understand that. That's why the white man wants to see. Even when I think about myself, it's been times when I remember when I was like 23, working out, muscles in the club. White lady come talk to me. Hey. Oh, I like your arms rubbing me. White man, come up. Yeah, that's my wife. I was like, oh, okay. Like, what's going on? No, you can fuck her if you want to. What? Yeah, I'm just gonna watch.
That's them freaky weirdos.
So, but I'm saying the idea that you getting a leftover white woman, I don't think that holds true.
I'm telling you,
it's leftovers.
I'm trying to think of a really, really good example. Like, do you ever wonder why, of all the potential successful, rich, powerful, because there's a difference between being just rich and being like nigga rich. Like, why did Kim K, why has she not been, she's a very nice looking lady, she is very influential, whatever. Where's her Fortune 500 CEO? Where's her? And it's because they literally look at her as, you've been slumming it up with, you know what I'm saying? You know you're a kid. You got 4 mixed kids, bro. Like, they literally think like that. Well, the ones of status. Now, the average white man, I mean, okay, but the white men of means, you will never see them with white women that be dibbling and dabbling.
So we're gonna use the kid Kim K. I'm not coming after Kanye West. I don't give a fuck. As a black man, I'm not coming after Kanye West. And the reason being, not necessarily because of money. Kanye crazy, and I don't want to deal with motherfucking Kanye and his 4 fucking kids. So that whole shit right there, I think that's a bad example using a Kim K, knowing who she's attached to. Right. With a Kanye West. And they ain't got it. I don't give a fuck if Kanye was white. If them kids was Pete Davidson kids and she dated him after, I don't think a white man want to come after Pete Davidson because he's a crazy motherfucker with 4 kids and shit like that. So when we have these conversations, they gotta be level.
Cassie is. She left Diddy and ended up getting with some no-name.
But she's not white. She's not white though.
Yeah, she's not white.
But she's like white adjacent.
No, if we're gonna have the next one, I said the conversation gotta be real because I have yet, because like I say, I would okay. So RG3, white woman, she's like a typical white lady. No,
she look good. She ain't no typical. She look good.
What Dr. Me? She's a real slim. She's a real slim, blonde hair.
Said he like
blue
big
eye.
booty.
Yeah, I don't even like the white aesthetic. Honest, I don't like the blonde hairish. I don't like the blue eye. That ain't me. I'm more of
she's a good looking white chick. She not your tip. She not the
I never seen her. Like, can you put a picture of her?
Yeah, she not your run of the mill white chick.
Let me go look because I don't know. What I seen, I wasn't impressed.
She not that.
Said you ain't no way as smart as you are. Ain't no way you don't understand.
I get what you're trying to say, but I don't believe that's true.
You put RGE.
Oh,
that's probably why it popped up like that. But I'm telling you, like, and what's crazy is I, for the longest time, thought it was your podcast. I realized it's not. Now, the person whose podcast that does this, I can't stand this hoe, is Cynthia G. But
She's
her
regular.
the intro to her podcast is this white lady in a car with a black dude saying, "You don't get clout as a white woman for getting the attention of black men." And it shocked the man in the car so much. He was like, "Wait, are you saying that wrong?" She's like, "No, like nobody cares if you get the attention of black guys. Like that's nothing."
Yeah, I agree. Because black men fuck anything.
Exactly. So I'm saying, like, so wouldn't it stand to reason that when you're a black man and you get with a white woman, it's more than likely the type of white woman, whatever it could have been, not necessarily an aesthetic thing.
She basic as hell.
But just something about her that got rejected by white society.
Well, we look at, and I know we run. American standards as the law. I look at the global. We're a very small drop in the pie to the 7 billion plus.
Let me see.
We 360 million compared to 7 billion.
See, and the reason I brought up his wife is the aesthetic of most white women, right? Even the fine ones. I think
I ain't gonna lie, Chris. She just judging from these pictures, she kind of just seemed like run of the mill.
Yeah, run of the mill.
Now she's fit, and that goes a long way. That goes a long way, and she's tan. I did not know these women be tanning so much, and the spray tan and the fake tan.
Well, what I'm saying is when men choose that we don't choose.
She look good right there.
She heavily makeup.
Men don't. Heavily. Most women are heavily makeup in America. The only way you're gonna see a natural, beautiful woman is you go to Brazil, Dominican, etc.
They started Brazilian butt lifts.
Yeah, but they're naturally, because the Brazilian butt lift was the standard. I want to be shaped like a Brazilian. That means the Brazilian butt lift. Hey, shape me like.
Brazilian lady said on a video, she said, "We were getting these procedures."
But they was naturally shaped like that before, because it's like, hey man, I want me a motherfucking a New York fade. This was a regular New York haircut. That means it give me the.
I don't think that's true, Chris. I think they got it because they was doing the procedure.
They wasn't doing it.
Okay, I'll look it up.
It was built like that. If you look at a lot of people, and you just look at culture, where you got the let's say the mullet, you got a bunch of different haircuts, a bunch of different styles, a bunch of different clothes. This was natural to us, meaning, hey, I want that style. I want a Boosie fade. Boosie was just getting his haircut.
You know what?
Boosie ain't going there and say, "Give me a Boosie fade." Nigga, your name Boosie. Nah, cut my hair like this. Woo woo. It became popular. Now I say, "Give me a Boosie fade."
You know,
because Boosie is the one got the haircut.
We need to stop, and I know you watch Angry Man. I feel like you told me that.
I used to watch
Brad. That was Brad.
Yeah, I watch him here.
And I love Angry Man. Now, don't get me wrong, he do be getting on my nerves a good bit, but when he's on it, he's on it. And of course I'm gonna forget my train. Of course I'm gonna lose my train of thought. I don't even know why I bother. You was talking about Boosie fades and stuff like that.
Dashikis, all type of stuff. These are the cultural aesthetics.
Oh my god!
That started from where it started. It wasn't no, hey, doctor me up, dog. Hey, make sure people like this. And Boosie like, man, cut my hair like this. And then they got a Boosie fade. Man, give me a Boosie fade. I want my shit look like little Boosie.
Oh, we need to stop separating ourselves from American culture. We need to stop pretending like we are separate from American culture. We are a huge part of American culture, actually.
We are the American culture.
Exactly. We're one of the only genuine facets of American culture that's not affected by Black American culture. Is not similar to any other Black culture around the world.
Because what said will have to do is show me Brazilian butt lifts preceding the Brazilian nation and the Brazilian ethnicity. Because Brazilians are Black. We know Black women have always been curvaceous.
Are we doing that thing where basically anyone who's not white is Black?
Yeah.
No.
Because I know people do that.
We're doing the thing where majority of the world has melanin. If you go to India,
so what do we consider
if you go
Black?
to
When
Asia,
you're in America and you say Black, more than likely you're probably talking about FBA.
Well, I'm talking about Foundation Americans.
So that's not.
But we're a small pot. But if you look at the globe, Brazilian has the second largest Black population to Africa.
So you feel like anyone who's not white is Black?
No.
So you think the whole world is white and black?
No. Because white and black are classifications. There's no place I can say, where you from? White? Where you from? Black? No.
You know what she mean.
No,
That's what I'm saying. White and black are classifications.
I'm saying how you would classify people.
I won't classify people as white and black. That's not a. That's
Okay,
not
so
a
Brazil. So are Brazilians African?
They're black. They're melanated.
So you just talking about melanated?
The same way in Mexico. It's parts of Mexico where it's niggas dark and
So
sand.
okay, so let me ask you this. So
meaning you're what?
So are you saying those people came from Africa and went over there? Or are you saying they're indigenous?
No. We are indigenous. The way this world was created, when you look at climate, it's more places that are harder than cold. True or false?
Hotter than cold.
Hotter than cold.
Sure.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Which means there's going to be a
But
more
really
concentration of melanin because I have to have melanin to protect myself from the sun. That's why a lot of people in Africa are jet motherfucking black. And a lot of people in Africa can grow 100,000 years in the past. This motherfucking China, this motherfucking Russia can't go 100,000 in the past. They can't go to Olmec and Mayan culture where these motherfuckers are darker than you.
I know that
that's melanin. The Indian that come over here with the straight hair, darker than you. I don't give a fuck what you classify as.
But you wouldn't call them black.
You call them black?
You would
be black people. There will be black people.
I don't think most people would classify them like that.
No. I say classify your color and your phenotype and structure would be classified.
I'm pretty
as black.
light skinned. I've gotten tanned over the summer, but I'm pretty light skinned. Like during the winter, I get like oatmeal.
You think majority of people of the world like your complexion are darker than said?
But I'm saying like
darker
than
said. Majority.
Who was my I don't know if we can just base it off complexion because like melanin it varies so much.
But the longevity of life has been confirmed, and this is science. The longer lasting life has the higher concentration of melanin, which we go to Ethiopia, the cradle of civilization. We can date back to 100,000 years. The light skinned red bone don't go back 100,000. The red bone chick, the red bone nigga don't go back 100,000. That chocolate dark motherfucker go back 100,000. And this is science. You can Google it.
Ethiopia. I don't know if our light skin or dark skin is. I don't know if that really has anything to do with what we think. Like
it's
we
melanin concentration.
Like somebody will look at me like, "Oh, you must have white descendants down the line." It's like not necessarily. I think melanin is just a spectrum. Like you just have a certain amount.
Because that even in Africa, you got light skinned people like the sun people. They kind of y'all color.
Don't be real dark like that.
Majority. I always look at what I talk about. What's the G word?
You're right. You go ahead.
What the G word I use? Say it.
But I'm just.
What's that G word I use?
Yeah, but I'm asking you. So what could the sun people go back 100,000 years?
The sun people are the most melanated, dark. They go back 100,000.
No, the sun people, y'all color.
The sun people are the darker.
The sun people, they're supposed to.
I got it in my phone. The Dogon tribe.
The Asiatic looking sun people.
They're dark.
The ones I seen look like
they're dark.
I would say some of them might be, but I feel like there might be some of them that are
the Dogon tribe, which is the mostly related to the Indian over here. They was doing the tribal dance, jumping on 2 feet, doing this. It's called the Dogon tribe. They're the oldest civilization that has bloodline ties to Africa and Indian Americans. Dogon tribe. Look it up.
I'll look it up.
They're very dark.
I have to look that up. Dogon.
That's
so cool.
Yeah, they're very dark. The most melanated
really
people
enjoy this. Like I know y'all podcast twice a week.
Dogon tribe. That is.
But I have not podcasted or been in front of a camera in so long, and I just want to say this has been so healing and refreshing to me.
What color the motherfuckers look?
This ain't the people I was talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. I said Dogon.
Yeah.
What comes up when you say Dogon?
Because I'm saying this ain't the Asiatic looking person.
No. I said the people that has the ties to Indian over here and Africa are the Dogon tribe.
Right.
What color do that Dogon tribe look like? Light skin or dark skin?
They dark skin. But when I said that, I said the sun Asiatic people. You said the Dogon tribe.
But the Dogon tribe.
But I don't think
in reality, I think if you Google it, I want to say they may go back to years start with
these are the people
which is a million.
Yeah, these are the people I'm talking about.
Yeah, those people I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I think they got it. I think they got an M in they shit.
You said Dogon.
Yeah, I think they got an M in they shit, which means million. Fuck 100,000. I think they got a million. They're dark.
See, now we get into lighter complected people now. These are the ones I'm talking about. The ones that look
Keep
more.
Scrolling.
What the fuck this is?
I don't know what this is.
I don't know what they coming up.
Keep scrolling. Scroll down.
Yeah, we get into
Those are
lighter,
dark.
like this person, y'all color, like I was saying.
Keep scrolling.
Yeah.
Keep scrolling.
And yeah.
They're pretty medium skinned.
Dark.
These people ain't too far from
You pulling up some from right now. I got screenshots from 2014 in my phone right now.
What we looking at?
I ain't just started today.
But I'm just saying we looking at
I got screenshots from 14.
But I'm saying we looking
But
at
I'm saying you think the only way that you can be like official is if you're like really dark.
Well, we're
because
just
I
talking
really
about the
think that
scientific
melanin.
facts.
But I'm saying I feel like melanin is like on a spectrum. Like my body just has slightly less melanin.
So you think these people got less melanin than somebody darker?
Yeah.
Oh.
But do you feel like that
It's
makes
like
them
10.
more authentic?
I believe
it's
that,
like
but
10. If this person got 4% 10 and I got 6%, who 10 darker?
I mean, yours are the 6. But I'm saying, like, does that
I
make
agree.
me less
But I agree
black?
with the melanin and stuff.
Yeah, that mean I got more.
But you and I are both
I got
kind
more
of fair
dark.
skin. Like, do you feel like we're less black because we're light
Well,
skinned?
my granddad is white.
Oh, see, mine is not. Now, I will say my granddaddy's granddaddy was
My granddad
a
is a white mason. My daddy
crazy.
is 6 shades lighter than you. My dad like damn near white man
No
with some
way.
nappy hair.
My mom is pretty light.
If I pull up my daddy now, like damn, what the fuck? How you get that? My granddad is a white male.
Said you got real light skinned people in your like direct lineage.
No. Well, my mama light skinned. Well,
my granddad is a white male.
Because my granddaddy was real red.
Really?
My mama's red.
Yeah,
I'm gonna show Jay my dad.
Just all go like it just.
Yeah, it just depends.
Yeah, it just depends on how the genes spread out. Because you can look at a person who said, and both of y'all, can't you tell the difference between someone who's mixed versus someone who's just really, really light skinned? Because of them phenotypes.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell by that nose, that bone structure.
But they got albino genealogy in Africa. Mm-hmm. We was able to produce every color of the spectrum just because of the mitochondria, the Eve gene with black women. We can produce light, but for the most part, the longevity and endurance.
Oh, the melanin is going to help you out.
Is the darker complected person
skin and everything.
Yeah, it's the darker complected person. I'm gonna show you my dad.
What on earth are you looking up?
I'm trying to look up. Does say more melanin the darker you be?
Oh, Chris, I definitely want to see. On the left.
I mean,
yeah, he's very red.
Very red, like an Indian.
My
grandmama was a full-blown Indian.
My great-grandmother was a full-blooded Indian as well.
Yeah.
It said, yes, in general, the more melanin a person's body produces, the darker the skin would be.
Yeah.
Melanin is a pigment produced by specialized cells called melanocytes.
Melanocytes.
Which are located in the skin, hair, and eyes. While everyone has roughly the same number of melanocytes, the amount of melanin they produce varies from person to person due to genetics and environmental factors like the sun.
Since you looking stuff up, can you look up the percentage of Americans that own slaves?
I think it's like 3% or 8%?
It's got to be less than 5.
It was less, yeah. It was
and I just feel like we really need, and obviously not tonight. At some point, we just gotta have the conversation.
Oh, what you finna say? Yeah.
I'm saying, like, we keep doing this whole, oh, you're white and you took advantage of the such and such. Like, bro, less than 5%. I'm thinking it's close to like 2.
That's why I thought I knew you was gonna say that. I don't distinguish Jews and white folks as different. Because what they do with Judaism is they try to say, well, this is a religion, but at the same time, simultaneously being an ethnicity. Ain't no separation. The separation. Is the act and it's the practice and the culture. Because it wasn't no Jews
on historical census data from the 1960s, the percentage of individuals who legally owned slaves in the southern states that allowed slavery was approximately 5%.
So who owned slaves? Who?
Hold on.
Small hats.
Focus. However, it's important to consider the additional context. Focusing solely on individual ownership can be misleading.
Not to mention, I'm not trying to be that guy. But there were black people that owned slaves as well. I want to say that the first person who owned a slave was a black person.
Not at the capacity, because I'm gonna tell you how you track ownership. The people that got insurance, which were 90% Jews.
And guess who does that? Smart people. Smart people know how to leverage things. When are we gonna say it's not an oppression or a hate thing? It's you were the mark because something about something about your people, whether you just had no interest in it, you didn't learn the system. It's the same thing with being in America right now.
So hold on, it's a lot of shit that they will say right here. It said looking at households provides a broader picture. In the Confederate States, 30.8% of free families own slaves. This means roughly 1 in 3 white families had a direct involvement in slavery. In the 15 states where slavery was legal, Political Fact reports approximately 20 to 25% of families own slaves.
Think what's considered a family.
Hold on, this percentage varies significantly by state, reaching as high as 49% in Mississippi and 46%.
There's
in South
a book
Carolina.
called "The Secret Relationships Between Blacks and Jews." You don't really see that on your mainstream media because it would kind of be. Now this is
the Jews on the media.
This is the first year you're seeing.
That's why the Jews started the NAACP.
Yeah, this is the first year you're seeing multiple.
You know that?
This is the first year, and last year this is the first 2 years where you're seeing public media outlets and personalities even mention the word Jew.
Well, because
they're the power structure.
Yeah, they're the power structure. And what it's a quote. I don't know who's responsible for it, but it says you can always tell who is the most powerful in a society by the people you can't criticize.
Exactly. It wasn't Martin
It's
Luther King. It was
right here, but you know, most I don't know, they're doing weird shit now.
Jews own majority the insurance policies because they had insurance policies on these ships.
While the NAACP was founded by a diverse group of activists, including both black and white individuals, it's not accurate to say it was founded by Jews. The NAACP was founded by a biracial organization in 1909 with prominent Jewish leaders and activists playing a significant role in its founding and subsequent work. They're trying to take
right. How they gonna say no and then basically go on?
That's why I take Google to a degree.
Yeah,
but I don't. It's not law to me.
Then me and my wife went to the Civil Rights Museum in DC.
They built a new, say which one?
Yeah, in DC. Last year. All you see is Jewish names, Horowitz and
Steinberg,
a whole bunch of Jewish names on the wall.
Control the narrative, and that's what I'm trying to warn Black people about. It's that bigotry of low expectations. I think there's something more nefarious about this idea of trying to tell Black people all the time that there's something. Oh, you can't do this because of the white man, this kind of thing. When you think that and you embody that, you internalize that. That's how you live your life. You literally feel like no matter what I do, I could never reach this certain point or whatever because the white man has his boot on my neck. So you don't even try. And then you say things like they changed the standardized test recommendations and all this type of stuff. It's like, no, you don't need to lower the expectations.
I ask you one question. If I created a game, you think you could beat me at it?
No.
Why not?
Because you created the game, so you know.
So let me explain my game. I got redlining. You can't tell me when redlining started. I created it so I can tell you when it started. Segregation, Jim Crow laws. You can't tell me when none of this stuff originated, but I can tell you. So how you can beat me at it? So how can you tell me to rise up above something I put right here intentionally?
But we did rise above. And my question to you and people with that mindset is, if we had things, we had businesses, we had pharmacies, we had schools, we had this kind of thing.
To be burned down and taken.
Yeah, that's Black Wall Street.
That
but that was not the only example.
Yeah, it was Rosewood. We got 47 different, 47 at minimum civilizations and cities.
Well, why don't we do it now? Why, if we were able to do it then, when we were physically getting sick, dogs sicked on us, hoses, getting hung from trees. If we could do it then, why can't we do it now with all the resources?
We got resources, but you know one thing we don't have? We don't have a rail gun.
What do you mean by that?
You know what a rail gun is? A rail gun can cause damage from about 5,000 feet or miles away. We don't have no defenses to stop a rail gun. You ever heard the Jericho missiles? It's like one missile, but it breaks off into 12.
Oh my God.
We don't have no defenses that can stop that. You know, the movement in 1989 in Philadelphia, that was a bombing of Black communities in Philadelphia.
You know,
so the reason why we don't build is because we don't have the defenses or the spirit to build, because what have happened yesteryear.
You say defenses and spirit, I say mindset. Drake said the power of the mind is not a joke.
No, I agree with you
that's
there.
Real. you gotta think like, what do our kids value? Our kids literally make fun of people who score high on tests, who do well in school, who read books and this kind of thing. You can't beat that level of degeneracy.
But you know who I respect? I respect that Palestinian and that Iranian that'll say, put a bomb on this 6-year-old chest. We gonna die for this. I ain't never seen no black woman put a bomb on their baby chest and say, run out there and kill that motherfucking tank. This Palestinian, this Iranian, this Syrian, say, hey, I'm gonna sacrifice my 3 children for liberation. I'm gonna sacrifice my 3 children for liberation of this white man's system. Because we know our power resides in the afterlife. Because we under Islam. I don't know no black people that say, hey, send my 6-year-old out there. I send my 6-year-old out there to steal a pack of half. Still a motherfucking baloney.
I feel
but not no motherfucking
law.
They
sacrifice their kids in different ways, though. They sacrifice their kids to the system all the time. Like Seth was showing the girl. You literally had somebody shooting into your house directly into your kid's room, and you still would dare to fix your mouth to say you like hood niggas or whatever the case. We sacrifice our kids in a different way, not for honor and glory,
not for the
but
code.
for selfishness.
Yeah, not for the code or the Sharia law. Not for that. But that's why I say, that's why I respect the Palestinian and all this. I sacrifice my only child for liberation of this white motherfucker who come in my country every year talking about I got this, I got that, I got this, I got that. Well, we played this a few weeks ago where they showed Gaza flourishing, looking like motherfucking South Beach. That bitch look like rubber today. Well, these motherfuckers say, like, I want your land. Our land ain't enough and we expanding. And we living free off the American tax dollar.
What they're doing though in Gaza and like with Israel,
ethnic cleansing.
But I feel like both sides are in the wrong. And I don't think I'm saying like you can't just, at the end of the day, they say 2 wrongs don't make a right. Like you can't bomb all those people that died on October 7th, those Israeli people, like those are women and children. You can't.
If I built this house in 1807, you come in here in 1912, how is your land? I mean, it's in 1807. How you coming here 105 years later talking about this your shit?
Been a part of human history.
We're not talking about conquest. We're talking about entitlement. How you can say this your land?
Well, black
when
people,
I've been
think
here.
About Hebrew Israelites. We're saying the same thing. We feel like we're the chosen Israelites, and we're the chosen people in this kind of thing. Yeah. It's no different. So at the end of the day, they're just the people that are willing to go to war for. We ain't willing to go to war for. We swear we're the chosen people. Half of us ain't even been to Israel. Don't know nothing about that land.
Israel was created in 1942.
I mean, like the land structure though. Like
the land structure was inhabited by the people over there in Gaza. That was forced out increment under the political agendas. So we're gonna give you this, we're gonna give you this, we're gonna inch you over here, we're gonna keep edging you over here. All right, we need that whole land now. It's like this saying, hey man, pay me $2 a week. Hey, pay me $12 a week. Hey, I need $18 a week. This 6 days after you tell me pay you 12. Pay me $18 a week, dog. Damn, my nigga, you just told me 12. Hey, I need $24 a week. We ain't gonna pay it. Hey, get them out of here. They goddamn doing some bullshit. They don't want to go with what we saying. That ain't justified.
I guess for me, I just feel like, and this is not, and I can wrap up here because I know we gotta go.
Oh, we've been running long.
Yeah, we definitely done. I'm talking about we done really ran it up.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just say, I respect power, and the reason I do is because I know that anyone can have it if they're willing to do what it takes to have it.
Yeah.
If Jewish people say to themselves, "We're secluded," we make sure our kids are educated. We have a particular diet. We value this, and this. We value marriage. We value family building. We value education. And if they are extremely successful for doing those things that require discipline and sacrifice. And you look at us and we just live like lawless vagabonds. We didn't always live this way, but we do now. And I think to disagree with that is disingenuous. You just can't. It's the game. Like, you got to respect the game. They play the game better.
Now, we under that, and we'll wrap up after this. If we're under that premise, I would agree with you 100%. I'm speaking from a term of ethics and integrity. I'm survival of the fittest to the degree Charles Darwin.
Right.
Hey, this big croc. I'm fascinated with. I'm gonna tell you what I'm fascinated with crocodiles and tigers. That's my
Okay.
number 2 thing. That's the 1 and 2 I watch. This crocodile, I done seen this big saltwater croc, which the dominant crocs are in Australia, which are saltwater crocodiles. And then the second are in the Nile. But the most dominant and the largest are saltwater, which are in Australia.
Yeah, those things.
I done seen that motherfucker riding through the water with another big croc in his mouth.
Oh,
hey,
that shit would terrify me.
If you don't get with my program, I'm gonna eat you, and you ain't bigger than me. And the croc that it got in his mouth ain't that much smaller.
Now imagine how crazy it would look if it was a much smaller crocodile
with the big croc in the mouth.
The big croc in the mouth, and that's how we look.
And normally that ain't the case. Normally, because size, prowess, longevity, that's gonna tell.
We have all the tools, and we don't.
The big dog ain't prey in no capacity.
They don't have no natural.
That big dog. That Barbary lion, they got lions. They got different species.
Leo gang, lioness.
The Barbary lion is very aggressive. That motherfucker got the most darkest mane. You look this up. The Barbary lion. You see, I know this shit off the top of my head like this.
Barbarian.
The Barbary lion has the darkest mane. I got videos. That motherfucker is uber aggressive. They got that fence. That motherfucker don't give a fuck that fence. That bitch clawing. You can hear that bitch claws scratching on the gate. Separating the human and this lion.
The top apex land predator, though, by far, is the grizzly. Top apex land predator.
That's true, but it's really the polar bear and the Kodiak bear. The Kodiak bear is bigger.
Polar bear
the Kodiak bear is about 3 times bigger than the grizzly.
I've never heard of the Kodiak.
And the polar bear.
The Kodiak bear is only found in Kodiak, Alaska.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Kodiak bear is only found, and the grizzly is in America, but the Kodiak bear. The Kodiak is 4 times bigger than the female. The Kodiak male is 3 to 4 times bigger than the female. Think how that go.
God,
it's crazy. But yeah, the Kodiak bear, the grizzly, the polar bear eating whatever. It's gonna eat your ass. Ain't no motherfucking bargaining. If you get on a polar bear and it's on you, you done. The great white shark and that saltwater crocodile, and then the tigers.
Shoot, not the blue whales, them killer whales.
But they eat meat, but they don't eat humans like that.
No, they don't eat humans.
They're not equal opportunity predators. They have a specific taste.
You be hearing about them orca?
Yeah,
this is real weird. Both of y'all, have y'all heard of orca whales doing gang rapes? I'm not joking. I swear to God. I swear to God. Orca whales be ganging together and they be doing gang rapes. That was on National Geographic. Y'all look it up.
Yeah, they evolved very fast because you know orcas was attacking boats.
Yeah,
about 3 years ago, they was wrecking boats.
They said orcas is the most efficient water
aquatic animals in the sea. Yeah, they are very intelligent. That's why they don't kill humans, because the food they know food supply for humans ain't as much as a 300-pound walrus. I'm about to get this 150-pound male. You ain't gonna see no obese male and women in no motherfucking water. I know this 400-pound walrus gonna be in this motherfucker.
So the phrase orca gang refers to disturbing claims about orcas, also known as killer whales, engaging in sexual violence. There is no scientific evidence to support the existence of gang rape of orcas. There have been documented cases of aggressive sexual behavior and harassment between orcas, both in captivity and in the wild. These behaviors are often observed in situations of social stress, such as captive environments, or where orcas are introduced to new social groups.
Yeah, thank you.
Listen.
How they gonna say no, then proceed to give an example?
They've been doing this a lot tonight.
What we say, Jam?
Like, no, they don't do it, but here you go when they do it. Like, no,
we say it don't happen, but these behaviors are often observed in situations of social stress, such as in captive environments or when orcas are introduced in new social groups. So it don't happen, but then we do have cases where we seen it.
Hey, man, we've been running all night, man. You don't close this goddamn stream out. Shout out to all the people who've been watching. The tequila has kicked in.
Oh,
shout out to Jazz.
Definitely kicked in.
We have been having but again,
and y'all, Chris made my last drink. Y'all didn't see him off camera. This man came back and brought me a whole cup of tequila.
I put lemonade in there.
Spritz of lemonade.
Hey,
I'm like,
I make drinks how I like my drinks. I know if I go to certain club, they're gonna put crushed ice. It's gonna be bullshit. So I try to overcompensate, but my bad for oversaturating.
Said, did you have fun at my birthday shindig?
Oh yeah,
I said you didn't tell me about the birthday shit. He didn't tell me about the birthday.
Oh, you should have invited Chris.
See? Damn.
You didn't tell me to.
Damn.
Yeah, anytime we go out there, then you can go. I don't even want to say it out loud anymore because all the N words have started to run it over a little.
Yeah, it started again. It started. It's how Birmingham happens when they spot get popular, get ran over.
That's what he said. He was like, "Damn, we gotta start going on Friday and Saturday."
Yeah.
Okay, but the New Normal Podcast. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, I always like to leave this disclaimer. I don't just be talking shit. I read and research all day.
I love it.
Every day. It's when I'm working, when I'm doing flash, shout out to my clients. I got some work to do. I'm gonna get it to you. But when I'm working, I let my algorithm is tuned in to nothing but informational content.
Same.
From economics, job markets, housing markets, car markets, parental dynamics. That's all I watch. I don't watch TV. I don't listen to bullshit. I listen to substance full field content. So that's why I can tell you about the orcas. That's why I can tell you about the Barbary lines. That's why I can tell you about these stats and read them off the top of my head like it ain't shit. But yeah, being said, we go back and forth.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first got here, I did not know that y'all be arguing like that.
Well, this the basis of this. What's make us unique.
No,
because how often do you see motherfuckers say, "Yeah, I agree with what he say." Yeah, he. Like,
no, I had that pushback.
Yeah, but 80% of the stuff we agree with each other.
Yeah, definitely
80%.
We about an 80%er.
Yeah, but some stuff is just like tricking and shit. We'll get in that.
Yeah,
it's just certain stuff.
FFS.
Yeah.
What's the FFS?
For sake.
Oh,
for sake. All right.
Well, yeah, we're gonna end it right there. Thank y'all for tuning to the New Normal Podcast. Y'all want to plug anything before we dip?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, definitely enjoyed tonight's show. I'm gonna be relaunching my Chill Out J podcast very soon. I've been gone too long. There's been way too much stuff going on that y'all need to hear, and I'm just gonna have to deal with the stuff that comes with it because it's in me. Like it's in me. That's why I felt so comfortable tonight talking with Seth and Chris because this is just something I think this is what I was meant to do. And I feel like though I do have a very deep love for film and I will continue to make movies about films and stuff, my Chill Out J channel, when I was, talking my ish, giving my social commentary, I'm not going to abandon it. So be on the lookout for that. If you are already subscribed, if not, go ahead and subscribe now. Chill Out J. I got this little digitized kind of cartoon picture of my thumbnail now. So if you're looking for it and you're looking for me, that's the one, but I might change it. But yeah, subscribe to the Chill Out J podcast. Let's see, what's today? Saturday.
August
6th. I might even record a video on tomorrow. I'm off work. I might kind of tinker around my camera settings and see what I like. And then hopefully maybe I'll even be able to do more appearances here since you guys record on Mondays and I am off work on Mondays.
Mondays are miscellaneous. We talk about a plethora of things. I like I said, we've gotten away from a lot of bullshit because you got people that are dancing and partying. That in the other spectrum is war, famine, hunger, homelessness, job scrutiny. You got a lot of things that are going on. That's the things we try to focus on Mondays. Just a bunch of different topics, things that affect us and that are going to affect us because what we tend to do is minimalize trauma and minimalize hardship. If you're paying attention, when you look at the housing, the job markets, which I watch this daily, you got UPS laying off 20,000, Intel Pentium processor laying off 20,000, Amazon laying off 20,000, the UPS laying off, a couple of thousand. All these people laying off workers, that's going to come to a door near you. Mm-hmm. And that's going to impact the way you consume. That's going to impact the way you provide and protect and provide. I said that twice, but I'm enjoying tequila.
It's a New Normal Podcast. Here we go. Y'all make sure y'all tune back in Monday, 12 o'clock. I think I'm going to try to start posting ahead of time the topics that we're going to talk about. So y'all can be ready and geared up and liquored up or at work, ready to
my
be
God.
tuned in to the show because it's midday. Nobody should be drunk at 12 o'clock. But
Oh, you'd be surprised.
we know y'all like to go get y'all drinks during lunchtime to survive at work. So it's the New Normal Podcast, and we're going peace.